What's going on, guys? You're listening to the Local Play Only podcast. I'm Phil.
I'm Cam.
And I'm Andrew.
And it's not guest month anymore.
Guest month. Well, I mean, there are still going to be elements of guest month, but it's not today.
Unfortunately.
I think we'll get into that a little bit later. Other than that, we're just going to be talking about what we've been doing for the week, a little bit of news maybe, and then we're just going to talk about what's upcoming now that there's been a weird hiatus on guest month.
Yeah.
Sound good to everybody?
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. We're back.
Whoa. So I actually wanted to tell you this last night, but I forgot to. So Lee, who used to work at the mall, who may be watching, he wanted me to tell you that the intro is really cool. He really likes it.
Well, that's nice. Yeah, I don't think he worked in the mall anymore when I was slaving away over that.
Yes.
It's one of those things though where you can work as hard as you want on something. Like I spent hours and hours on that, but now like, after it's only been like a month since we've had it now, but I'm already like I feel like I could do that better.
Yeah.
I feel like the behind footage, even though it's not something you see it for like half a second, it like clips in. I'm like the quality of that was pretty bad. I could have got a better shot. But I guess that's something for
when we
the
get to
future.
Halloween, we'll put a spooky jump scare in it.
For season 3, man, like
It's true.
We can do that.
This is episode 13, I think.
Oh shoot,
Yeah.
That's an episode more than we went on season 1, but I think that's okay.
No, we had 2 hidden episodes.
We've had a lot. We've had one hidden episode from season 2, I think, or was that season 1?
Which
The one with Meg and Christy.
that was season 2.
We had Infinity
that was
War
down
secret
here.
episode.
We had the
We had
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man secret episode, and then we had this the ladies secret episode. So one of these days, those will never be released. Let's be honest; they sound terrible. Like I would like to find the Infinity War one.
That one was especially bad.
Endgame.
Endgame one, just to clip it in to be like, you want to hear how bad it could be, and just to clip that one in.
No, we already did that.
I know, but the one we put in was better than.
Oh,
that
I
one,
know. Oh, I
which
know.
Is just sad.
Yeah.
When we get to like season 3, and all of a sudden like it's even more good sounding.
We got
then
swing
we'll clip
mics.
it
We
in.
got everything, man.
I've actually like one of the things I really wanted to do for the background is I want to do like
A full nude.
No, I want. Yes, I just want a full like hentai wall.
Oh, perfect. The Aiga wall.
I just want like
Ew.
I want like wooden planks, like a wooden wall. If you get like this like nice light brown wood, it like works with the light really well.
Yeah.
Makes the room brighten up and it looks more natural. Maybe some plants in here to go with all of our stuff.
We have a plant.
I guess, yeah, and
We had a plant.
that.
R.I.P. the Local Play Only cat.
Yeah,
Cactus.
that's sad. We'll get something else in there soon.
We get a cactuar
sure.
and just put the cactuar in there.
Yeah, I don't want a real plant because I can't take care of it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm bad at taking care of things.
I killed Jess's strawberries.
Aw.
R.I.P.
But not actually. We didn't water them, so
Yeah, I was really confused at how often to water a cactus.
like
Some people
once
said,
every
like-
couple days.
Some people said like once a month was fine for the cactus.
Depends on the cactus.
It's also something that's supposed to be in direct sunlight, and I don't have much of that down here.
Fun fact: it's still sharp.
Yeah, because
I found that out today.
Andrew spilled it as he came in, and then had to clean it up. And he's
And
like,
I
"Ow,
was like, and I was like,
still
oh.
a cactus."
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Christy has probably like 5 or 6 cactuses.
Cacti.
I love
That's
the look
correct.
of all succulents and cacti and just like plants in general. Like I think that eventually I want like a nice big fake plant for over here. Because once again, I'm not going to take care of a real one. So
Did I ever tell you about the 3D printed thing Jess got from her last job?
no.
No. Her coworker's husband had a 3D printer at the time, and he 3D printed her a Bulbasaur and had a succulent grow out of the back of it.
That's really cute.
It's really cute.
To kind of like lean into obviously we just mentioned before that the one guest we're probably still going to have is going to be Dan
and boy.
to talk about D&D because that's like it's just such a cool topic in general.
He is King DDD.
Exactly.
D&D
But
Dan.
he's recently talked about how he might acquire like the basement floor to like his
Yeah,
house.
that's awesome.
And he wants to make it like his D&D room. And he also said when he does that, he might buy like a resin 3D printer this time, which you get like much cleaner
Ooh.
prints from. So I was like, that'll be exciting. Plus, he was debating on making like a D&D table with like the screen, like a TV
Why doesn't he just
inside of
3D
it.
print the table
Wow.
in parts?
And just put it all together. That's probably terrible. But yeah, he's like, why don't we just like put like a monitor, like a TV inside the table? And I was like, man, now you're going like heavy, you know?
And then
That'd
you can
be
just use Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah, like
drag
or
the
not
map
even that.
over.
He just wants to make you can use like a map maker online, make your own maps, move them over to the monitor, then you can still just put your menus on the square and stuff.
Or we do what I said, but the tablets. We all have tablets, and that's where we roll the. No, I'm kidding. Oh, God.
I feel like then you go a little extra. You start getting out of the D&D magic.
Yeah.
Man, speaking of D&D magic, what about what Dev did this week.
Oh yeah, good.
Did we post that?
We did, yeah. We posted. It's like a little video on Instagram.
Oh, okay, cool. I must have missed it, but
If you don't follow us on Instagram, Devin is one of the other DMs for our campaign, and he came in with
a separate campaign, just to,
separate one. He came in with his. It was like a box with a grid on it of like a thin layer of something.
It's
like
it was a
mesh.
canvas. It was a canvas, yeah,
okay.
like a painting canvas.
But like he put it on top of these 3D or not 3D, like these like
these LED
like
bulbs that
flashing
change
bulbs,
colors, yeah.
and it's like this little map with like magical mushrooms and stuff on it.
It was way cooler than we were expecting and cooler than we deserved.
And it was
to be
all
honest.
made just with dollar store stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't very expensive to make. He had the time to make it, I guess.
The
So, like that's
wooden
looked
base was
awesome.
probably the most expensive part.
probably yeah, or the canvas. I don't know. Can you get that at the dollar
I bet
store?
you can.
Maybe.
You can get any shit at the dollar store.
It looked fantastic.
The
though.
lights looked really cool, and just how they would switch up, and how he had the mushrooms, and we'll get into it more with Dan.
I got
next
really
week.
weirded out when he turned the lights off and we had to light candles.
Oh yeah,
And I was like, Dev, this is a
like-
paper
yeah,
game.
and their little tea lights, and they're right in front of us, and mine was just like looked like it was like at the top the entire time. So if I nudged it, it was just going
Jimmy
everywhere.
slid his paper so close to it. I'm like, Jimmy.
You're just like,
I
nope.
slid his paper over and he's like, what are you doing? I was like, you almost burned down this whole place.
Dan grabbed the fire extinguisher too, just in
Moved
case.
it over just from these little tea
Completely fair though.
Oh yeah.
I see where he's
It
coming
is his
from.
house.
But
so
very
like
very cool experience,
Yeah.
Those are the kind of cool D&D moments, and that's why like I remember I think we talked to Dan about it after. He's like, I would love to do shit like that. He's like, but I just don't have like the time and like to do it. And I was like, yeah, I mean that's fair. That's why he was talking about something like the Monitor making his own like maps, online and then
Yeah.
moving them over
Yeah,
because
it'd
it's
be
a
easier.
different kind of art, but still
Yeah.
something that you can make your own custom stuff. So you're not
There's
like,
probably an app
playing
for
someone
that.
else's game. Oh yeah, there's a D&D map maker. It's $5 and you own it forever, and it's
Oh,
a program.
perfect. There you go.
Has all the standard stuff in it.
Cool.
And then you could like draw on it, make markers. So if like enemies are sleeping, you just freaking draw which ones are sleeping real quick.
Ah, nice.
It'd be pretty cool. I think that we'll probably get into Dan, like when we're talking with
Yeah,
him, we'll
we'll-
get into all that kind of cool stuff and
Next week.
any future plans he has and all that.
But I think we should kind of explain as to why
The
guest month
lack
isn't
of
a
guest.
thing right now.
And nothing important, right?
Who is supposed to be on?
Yeah, I guess we'll start by saying that there's obviously a lot going on right now. We'll get into this after too with the whole like coronavirus stuff. Was this going on like last week when we recorded this was so small in Canada anyways?
It has blown up like over 400%, like just popularity.
Yeah,
or
like
not
by
popularity-wise,
last week
but-
when we did it, it was obviously still big. Like there was all this stuff going on in most.
but it was on
places.
that side of
But
the
yeah,
ocean.
there was like so little confirmed cases in like Ontario where we live.
I think it was like 60 total.
And then there was that one day, I don't remember what day it was, where all of a sudden it's like everyone's buying up all the toilet paper and all that kind of stuff. and
Don't.
the
No.
Lysol wipes, and all of a sudden someone's just like, yo, I just went to the grocery store and there's like no food left. And you're like, well, that escalated quickly.
Fun fact: if you need frozen food, everyone forgets about it. Go to M&M's.
Yeah, it's true. The
Yeah,
meat shop.
yeah.
It's a little more expensive.
Yeah, but hey, it's food, and actually, it's pretty good. We just bought because we couldn't get it. I wanted a frozen pizza just because it's something easy to have, and like if I don't feel like cooking or anything like that, I can just have pizza. But obviously, there were none at No Frills, so she drove past the M&Ms, and I was like. Or I messaged her and I was like, "What? Try M&Ms." And she's like, "Oh, I forgot about that." And yeah, she went in and bought a bunch of those party platters for.
and they have the best jalapeno poppers.
They do have pretty good jalapeno poppers.
I wonder how long until they are.
Gone.
Oh, next
Until
like,
the world's out of
within
jalapeno poppers.
now,
Sad
right
life.
now.
But no, it's not. It's not like there's this severe thing going on right now, which is what stopped guest month. But our guest today was supposed to be Mike. We were going to talk about movies and that kind of stuff. But recently, Mike's, I think he said his
Mom and
mom and his grandma
Yeah.
went to Dominican,
Yep.
and they just came back. So he's kind of like self-quarantining. Basically, they're trying to like stay inside. I did like your joke
It was
that
good.
he's been spending his like whole life.
I was just like, when are you not self
Yeah,
quarantining?
because he said he's going to isolate himself. You're like, haven't you been doing that for years? He's
Yeah.
like, that is fair.
He's
So-
like, the irony is not lost on me.
yeah, it's sad. Like we wanted to talk about movies and
You
that
know,
kind of stuff.
I'd love to have him on in the future. Obviously, right now, I can understand where he's coming from.
Well, 2 weeks would be the end of the month.
I do, and nothing against him too, but I know for a fact he is always decently worrisome. He's the kind of guy with when it like starts snowing a little bit, he doesn't want to come over because he's worried about the weather.
Yeah.
Even if he's not the one driving. So I definitely, when he said that, I was like, okay, that is like a pretty typical Mike kind of thing. If like Jimmy sneezed once, Mike would be like, yeah, I'm not hanging out next week. Like not even when coronavirus wasn't a thing, just when he has a chance of catching a cold. Like so, he's always kind of been like this. So
'cause
I
he-
wasn't too surprised.
It's because he doesn't see the sun.
It's
he doesn't
true.
have
He
an
has-
immune system.
Yeah, he has a very good chance of getting hit by it. But yeah, I mean, hopefully everything's fine. It's just worrisome anytime people are traveling now. So
Yeah, I'm just joking, Mike. By the way, it's fun.
no, we can joke about Mike being an incel. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't want to joke about people getting the coronavirus.
The other thing too is we're going to have Jenna on for the last week.
Yes.
But now there's speculation, or is it confirmed?
I think it's confirmed already.
I'm pretty sure it's confirmed
that Mulan is going to be pushed back.
And yes, she was going to come on for our Mulan review for multiple reasons. One, because she likes Disney movies, she likes Mulan, and because the main focus of that is about female empowerment. And what a better guest than to have a Famale on with us to talk about it.
Or we can get Mike on that one when we talk about Mulan, because in his D&D campaign, he has a dragon named Mushu.
That's true. It makes sense. That makes more sense than having a woman.
There
on.
you go.
But I mean, that's sad for more reason than one. Obviously, it would be cool to have her on the podcast, and it's another guest and someone with very different opinions than the other guests we've had. So adds kind of this new element. And I'm just kind of sad because I wanted to see Mulan. Like, it's not that I have high hopes for it, but I just still wanted to see it.
I think I've already said this. I have zero hopes for that movie.
I think it'll be good, but I don't think I'll like it as much as the first Mulan. But I think it'll be very different.
Yeah.
Like, they could have not named it Mulan and just had it a separate movie, and it probably would have been fine.
They could have called it the Battle of something, and I would have been like, cool, let's go see that.
Yeah, they could have just named it Mushu, even though he's not in it.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah.
The year of Mushu.
So that's sad. The only other guest we had lined up was Dan. I think, assuming everything goes well, with Dan.
Assuming we're not in full quarantine by next week.
Because, Dan also has a lot of children and that kind of stuff, and you don't really want to expose a lot of people to this. I'm hoping we're not in full quarantine, other than I'm kind of hoping we are, because I don't want to work.
After the 20th. I don't care.
You can buy Animal Crossing online if you have to.
I'm not buying it digital.
Listen,
I'm not.
I would if
no,
we
man,
were
it'll take up
quarantined.
your entire Switch hard drive.
Okay, but imagine, so let's think about this though for a second.
Yeah.
We're quarantined for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I've got a backlog of games. I'm fine.
I know, but you're telling me those 3 weeks wouldn't be perfect Animal Crossing time?
For my wife, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
What's Andrew gonna play?
Yeah, but who's Animal Crossing for?
My wife.
Yeah, exactly.
My wife.
My wife. That's a D&D reference.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I love D&D references so
It's
much,
so
though
great.
no one gets them. And if you try and explain a D&D story to someone,
They're like, you guys are
they
stupid.
just think you're an absolute tool.
I've tried to say a couple to Jess, and she's like, what the fuck do you guys do on Tuesday nights? And I was like,
Some of the funniest
Be
things I
childish.
can never remember the next day, even though we were like laughing so hard, people like spitting at their liquid. But then I think about the next day, I'm like, nope, don't remember.
well,
it.
Dan's dog power shitting on the wall was
That was
definitely
good.
one of them.
That
That
was-
was good.
I missed
That
that.
was good comedy. Oh yeah, you weren't there for that.
No, I think he just hadn't showed up yet. I think we were all early and Phil was late.
Oh maybe. Did you
Is
come
that
in
it?
and it smelled?
I don't recall.
But yeah, so yeah, that's the reason for guest month not exactly going as guest monthy as we wanted it to.
It definitely, I like, and I said this earlier, but I like how we picked a month and we're like, hey, we're going to do stuff this month that's different. And then the world's like,
But
nah.
you know what though? Even if Dan shows up, we had 3 guests, which we've never had any guests. So
It's true.
we still,
That is
we still
3 more
changed
than
it up a
normal.
little bit. Yeah, and even if Dan doesn't come, we had 2 guests. We had Matt on for the Castlevania episode, which just came out yesterday, I believe.
Yeah.
And then we had BFW Jimmy on for the anime episode.
Good old
but that was an
BFW.
episode we were looking forward to for a long time.
Yeah, I kind of want to do another one. I
We
watched
will.
a couple animes.
We'll do another
recently.
anime episode eventually. It's still a big part of.
Phil
Normal
will
life.
join us, though.
We speaking of what we've been doing for the past week, so me and Phil hung out yesterday.
I heard.
At a friend Jesse's house, and he had PlayStation VR. So we played the VR, and we also played other games. And one of the games we played was the My Hero.
One Justice?
Justice 2, like the second
Oh,
one.
we got the second one. Nice.
Yeah, and we played that, and I was like,
I
was-
didn't play that.
No, while we were playing it, though, I was trying to explain to Phil who these people are, and I was like, you should watch this.
It's really good.
Maybe someday. We'll see.
Yeah, you can watch it dubbed, and as we know, the dubbed is really good.
That's good.
Have you ever like? I'm assuming.
Yes,
you've
I
tried
have. I
VR.
played VR.
What do you think?
It depends on the game. So obviously there are games, and then there are experiences.
Okay.
I don't like any of the experiences because they're like 20 seconds long. I played the Batman one, and I beat it in one sitting. It's like 25 minutes or something like that. It was cool. It probably made me the most like scared, I guess. And I played Until Dawn, like the shooty goody one, like
Rush of Blood.
That's what we played yesterday.
It was
too.
like jump scare spooky, but like Batman made me more scared because I was on a ledge and I looked down and my whole body went, nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
The spookiest part of playing that game is I don't like roller coasters.
Oh yeah, it's all a roller
So there was a
coaster.
couple parts that were just like me going down a lot, and I literally did feel like the lift off for a little bit. So that was interesting.
Best game I've played in VR was actually Farpoint.
I don't know.
Oh,
What that
okay.
is.
It is a
That's a
first-person shooter
shooter.
that you have to use a gun, and it's. You're gonna say no. Do you ever see Starship Troopers?
No.
I'm so disappointed.
Wait, which one's Starship Troopers?
the goofy
I've
comedy.
seen Super Troopers.
No, not Super Troopers.
Okay, then no.
It's
The
a
one where they
space
go to the
sci-fi.
planets?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I've
Neil
seen
Patrick Harris is in it,
No.
and it's corny. It's a great movie. You
And
should
they have a
watch it.
second one now.
They have 5 of them.
There's 5 now?
I'm pretty sure there's 5
What
Starship
about
Troopers.
Super Troopers? How many of those
There's
are there?
2 of those, which is
Okay.
probably what you're thinking of. But basically, the gun works like it should. If you lift the gun up to where your eye is, it actually goes through the scope. If you lean it back, it actually goes into your holster, and you change your guns and stuff like that. I loved it. I almost bought a VR the day I tried that.
Jesse mentioned that he almost had a heart attack 3 times while playing all of Resident Evil 7.
That game's terrifying in
In
VR. I have
VR.
also played that.
It's,
Yeah. I've played Resident Evil 7 all the way through on PC.
Imagine it in VR.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's one part where you have to go underground, and the girl like jumps out at you, and literally it was almost. I've played a lot of horror games, and it was one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen.
The 2 that would have gotten most people is the shovel, and you'll know what I'm talking about, and then the pitchfork.
Yes.
Both of those would
yes.
would get you
Oh, yeah.
real
They
good.
would.
The first one's pretty early in the game. Like is the pitchfork one first or the shovel?
Yeah, the pitchfork one.
Is it first?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
Were you kind of sad you didn't get to play that last night?
I mean-
or is that's when you'd want to play like alone?
Yeah, because he was even telling us, like Cam said, he had to stop 3 different times because he felt like he was legitimately having a heart attack.
Now imagine Resident Evil 2 in VR and Mr. X like just stomping behind you, being like, "I'm gonna fuck you up," and you're like fucking hauling ass
Like
in VR.
playing that late at night with headphones in and like full immersion.
I
It would be
did have
messed
a
up.
hard time getting it clear for me. You know how like you adjust like the
Yeah.
clarity
Yeah.
thing. I had a hard time for me. Like no matter where I tried, it wasn't perfectly clear, which would mean I would probably get a headache after playing that.
Well, you get a headache playing games in the car, so
Yeah, I don't get a headache. I get physically ill. Like I have in fact
my bad.
thrown up on people before from watching Happy Gilmore in a car.
That's such a specific thing to throw up.
It was back when like cars first started getting like the DVD players in them, like the small little ones that folded from the roof.
Oh, I never had those, but I had the ones that like
Yeah,
hung on this.
I didn't have one. I was in someone's van going to like a baseball tournament.
You puked in someone else's car?
Yeah, but I got the person mostly inside the car.
Yeah, but it doesn't leave the car, man.
No, it's not my fault though. I literally told them that I was like, "Hey, if you put this movie on, I will probably get sick."
Do you know what you can do?
Close your eyes.
Or not look at
I
it.
didn't have time for some reason. I was like, this,
It turned on
we're
instantaneously,
talking
and
like,
you're just like, "Bleh."
I was probably like 8 at this time.
Oh, so you were dumb.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, obviously, but still, yeah, that's what happened. So I feel like I would probably get sick, or a big headache playing some of these games if I couldn't.
That's
maybe
fair.
if I owned it, I could really find a good
Yeah.
balance.
I was like, I think you posted that you said if it goes down to $200, you'd look at it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'm in the same boat because the PS5 is supposed to use it.
Yeah.
So I know there's games that I would never play. Ace Combat is playable in VR,
Yep.
and a flight simulator game. I can feel my stomach just shooting out of my face right now.
I want them to come up with like some extremely wacky VR games that have no business being a VR game, but they make it.
I bet you they
anyways.
have those.
Like Catherine VR,
I would play that.
just pushing blocks in.
Yeah, I want to play Beat Saber.
Yeah, that's-
Oh, yeah.
we were-
Tetris Effect.
Tetris Effect is a beautiful video game.
We
I
were
was
really
trying to tell
sad.
them about it last
We were really
night.
sad that Jesse didn't have Beat Saber because that's like the one game I've seen like everybody.
Super
loves
Hot's
on
also
that.
really good in VR.
He had super hot.
It's so good.
See, like that's the thing. Like I was talking to a couple of my other friends about it, because I've done I went to Toronto and tried an Oculus Rift,
Yeah.
and I thought it was really cool, like being able to move around and
Mm-hmm.
like pull. I played like a bow and arrow game, and I was able to like pull the bow out and like actually shoot. I thought that was decently cool, but not something that I would sit down and probably play. What's weird is playing the PlayStation VR, I was like, you know what? I would probably sit down and actually play this. Not for any like insane length of time, but an hour here and there. I'd probably complete like Until Dawn. I'd probably beat Resident Evil.
Yep.
Probably play Farpoint. Like I think that now the amount of games that they have released make it worthwhile. Whereas
Just don't play Skyrim.
that's what
That's
I've
what,
heard.
that's what they're
Yeah,
saying.
that
last
one
night,
makes like
too.
people viciously ill.
Yeah, Alex was like, we were trying to get Alex to play it
He
too.
he just refused every.
Oh,
single
Alex was
time.
there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Even as we were like, hey, you're like, what about this one? Like, this one looks pretty simple. Like, Noah's playing one of the experience ones where you play like it's like a Tron game with like the
Luge?
ball.
Oh, yeah.
And he was doing the luge game. And he was just doing some of the experiences because he gets spooked out really easily, so he wouldn't do any of the spooky games.
Oh, if he had the demo disc, there's one called The Kitchen. and it's just a demo for Resident Evil 7, but
Oh.
it plays out completely different. And that would have been
So
fun.
here's the
them
thing.
on.
We were asking Noah to name the scary movies he's seen, and the first one he could name was Amazing Spider-Man 2. He's like, that was pretty scary. Like at some parts, like when he fell into the eels, you know.
That's just gross. It's not scary.
But that so like he does not have a good scary.
I don't watch
tolerance.
horror movies, not because I'm scared of them, but I just don't see the appeal of being scared.
The only thing that scares me about a horror movie is a jump scare, which I always consider a cheap scare.
Well, you see it coming.
Okay, well, that's not only that, though. You see it coming because of the music, so you hear
Yeah.
it coming. But like, if a jump scare scares you, to me, it didn't really earn that scare. That's just a natural human reaction. That's like crying from getting hit in the nose. It's like you're not a baby for crying. It's like it's a physical reaction of getting hit in the nose.
It's like old horror movies. Love them. Like any of the old horror movies, those have like physical, like fuck, now I can't remember. Hellraiser or some of my like favorite horror movie. Would you call them horror movies?
Yeah.
Or just like gore movies. They're
like body
fantastic.
horror stuff?
Yeah, they're great.
Like Hostel.
No.
Is that body horror?
No, I just wasn't a fan of it. Like same as Saw. Like
I
found
really
it,
liked.
Do you want to play a game? I just found it dumb.
I really liked Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
Oh, the new one? I heard it was good. I never saw it.
It is
with,
really good.
With Hemsworth.
Yeah, it's comedic and there's like a lot of twists you don't expect.
I
and
liked it a lot.
It plays on the classic tropes.
Yeah,
and
you've
that kind
told
of
me
stuff.
everything. About the
Also,
ending part.
hot take: the new Evil Dead is better than the original Evil Dead.
Is it? Oh, I haven't seen the new one.
The
so.
new Evil Dead hurts. Whenever like a person like she licks the knife and cuts her tongue, or there's one part where she's crawling and then like the machete goes through and cuts her leg. You feel it. Like for some reason it looks so real, and it like you hear the sounds and you think it's
The
like,
thing
it's
to
bad.
this day that like it's not a horror movie. Well, maybe it's kind of
on
in
the line.
Yeah. So the first Predator movie. I wouldn't put it in horror. A survival movie. I don't know where
Which
you
is
put
the
action.
one? Which is the one with the guy who does the stuff with the thing and
Neat.
he shaves?
So the one that gets me is where the one Asian guy's on the bridge and he cuts his chest slowly with the knife. To this day, that makes me just like I'm like, oh, why would you do that?
Yeah, one day I'll send you a compilation of just all the cuts inside the new Evil Dead movie because it's like that. You feel them all.
Is it like the Snyder cut?
No.
No. Okay.
Wait, which is the Predator one with Adrian Brody?
That's the bad one.
Okay, that's the one I saw.
Ew. This one's like Schwarzenegger.
Oh no, I've seen that one too. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Okay. Yeah. So it was in the first movie with
Yeah.
that.
Okay. I haven't seen the new one.
Oh, it's also bad.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah, that's
people
what
had
I've
so
heard.
much hope for it though.
Yeah, because there was female predators.
Well, and
everyone
it was
like,
directed by the guy who was one of the characters in the first one.
doesn't mean
even though he's
anything.
like a side character.
That doesn't mean anything.
That would mean less to me. I understand.
It's like you with the new Terminator movie.
yeah.
Just because he's attached to it, you're like, oh, it won't be good. And I'm like, yeah, it probably won't. I know.
Yeah.
Sure.
I forgot that they released a new Terminator movie.
Yeah. It was like James Cameron was part of the project. He wasn't even the writer.
He wasn't a producer.
He wasn't the
was
writer.
just-
He did like
He
nothing.
just showed up to the set for an
He's like,
hour one day.
They just used his
I
name to
approve.
say he's attached to it. I was like, but if he's not the writer, director, or producer, I was like, what's even the point? Even producer, for the most part, just the person who's giving money. Like that person
Yeah.
doesn't really do that much. Like sometimes they might. Like if
Well, I bet
choose
you they
to
do
have
a lot of stuff, but they just
Yeah.
don't. seem
Sometimes
to
they
do it.
don't though.
Sometimes they don't. You were right.
I know someone who wrote, directed, and produced a movie, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, Tommy Wiseau.
It was Tommy Wiseau, yes.
I did not hit her. I did not.
But yeah, when playing the VR, I had fun.
Oh, God,
I
this
still
was
wouldn't.
VR.
Yeah, I still wouldn't buy it myself. But if like Phil bought it, I would play it. Like when you're doing one of those game nights with Mario Tennis, Mario Kart.
Yeah.
You know, you're bringing out all those games, Star Wars. You know,
Aw.
all those kind of things. A VR game would be kind of fun to bring out.
It's a cool
I should
party
have
trick.
gone. I should have gone.
You should have gone. It was
I
a
should
good
have
time.
gone. I didn't get invite, so
Yeah, but I guess it's hard because it wasn't.
does he like me?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
no, as far as I know, it was me, Phil,
I saw Noah.
Noah,
Yeah.
Alex, and then Jesse, and then Lee was supposed to go, but he didn't make it. And then originally Johnny was invited, but I think he had like a date or something. So
I
he
don't
didn't
know that
make it.
person.
From Rogers.
Oh, you've mentioned this guy 100 times.
Every
Is
time.
he new to the mall? Is that why?
Not now. Maybe
Yeah, but-
like towards your time. Yeah.
Yeah, but I meant like how long's he been in the mall?
At Rogers, a while.
Probably at least a year.
Oh,
He's been there a while.
oh okay. I just like James.
Yeah, I mean James is cool too.
Yeah.
Shout out James.
Yeah, shout out. I
Yeah,
don't think
James.
James ever has listened to us in his life. So I mean, like the VR was fun. What else did we do this week? Oh, we saw Onward since the last podcast.
yes, immediately after.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to see it, but I didn't think it'd be good.
Well, it was.
Yeah,
There's
it is-
so many D&D references.
Yeah, I heard that.
When I mentioned that, like me and Phil, once again, kind of nerdy, but like because now we've played D&D quite a few times, every time there's like a D&D joke, me and Phil like looking at each other like laughing. Like
He's like there at one
the
point
gelatinous cube.
he tries to cast a spell, but the range on the spell isn't strong enough.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
and then,
good.
Like the older brother is like the more nerdy one. He's like, you can't use that spell because the range isn't long enough.
Yeah, there's just so many good parts, and he keeps mentioning like there's.
What is the movie even about? I thought it was about like troll people.
No. So it's about a world where there's a bunch of magic. I won't give spoilers in this.
Okay, cool.
Small, brief setting, anyways. But like the world's kind of lost magic because it developed technology. So
the
it's
Final
still,
Fantasy syndrome.
There's still
Gotcha.
all these magical creatures, but they're just like basically people at this point using cell phones and stuff like that. But the main character, his dad died when he was like just before he was born.
Classic Pixar.
And his dad, you find out that his dad was actually used magic still, and there's a spell to bring his dad back for one full day. But when he goes to use the spell, he fails. They only bring back half of his dad, and they only have till their end of the day to go and find this crystal that'll give him the power to bring back the rest of the dad so he can finally meet his father. So him and his brother go on a quest.
Did that spell cost an arm and a leg?
Very Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah.
But yeah, so him and his brother go on a quest. He's the quiet, nerdy kid. He doesn't really have friends, and he wants to be more like his dad.
Is that Tom Holland?
Yes.
Okay.
His brother is the almost still like nerdy in a way because he's big into D&D. He's kind of like the rebel though. Like townsfolk don't really like him, that kind of stuff. And that's
he's
Chris
like
Pratt.
graduated high school, but he's taking a year off, and he just drives around in like this van playing like heavy metal music.
He's trash.
Yeah, but that's
I'm
so
kidding.
that's
That's
Chris
just
Pratt.
Of course it is.
I loved his character though.
Chris Pratt was the star of the show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I do want to see it.
I mean, it's really good. There's like a lot of good touching moments. Obviously, a lot of comedy was really funny, especially if you're a D&D fan.
Yeah.
because there's just jokes galore for it. It was probably, I don't know where I'd rank it yet. I had to think more deeply about it as far as like Pixar movies goes, but it was high up.
A little tangent, but I'm kind of happy. I think it came out today, but I think Frozen 2 is on Disney Plus now.
Yep.
As of today.
Have you seen Frozen 2?
I haven't, so
I like
I was
Frozen
pretty
2 a lot.
excited. I don't get to go to the movies too often because, like, I live out of town, so to drive in to sit in a cold, like, dark movie theater.
You're gonna laugh more than you've laughed at a movie in a long time.
In what?
In Frozen 2.
Really?
There's
Yeah.
one part that's just absolutely
Frozen 2
hilarious.
was one of the funniest movies I've seen in like the past few years.
Really?
We laughed nonstop in the theater.
Oh shit!
Not even
Surprisingly.
the story I'd say isn't as strong, but like the comedy
I actually
hit hard.
I like Frozen 2 more than Frozen 1. But that's also because I didn't really like Frozen 1.
Hot take.
Let it go, man.
I thought the Frozen 1's really overrated. Hot take.
Originally, when I saw Frozen
good
2,
movie,
I
but-
thought the songs weren't as strong, but there's a lot of songs that have grown on me a lot since then.
You should get that looked after. Puns. It's great.
But, that's good. Yeah,
Into
you
the
definitely
end.
watch Frozen 2, and then when you can see onward, or like
That was your phone,
when
Phil.
it comes out on Disney Plus or whatever like that.
Yeah.
Watch it on there at least.
Okay.
Or wait till
Yeah,
a cheap Tuesday.
Jess is in the boat. Like, she also doesn't like to go to the movies. She would much rather sit at home and eat popcorn that isn't $39. And
Listen, man, soon the movies are probably going to be shut down for a while anyway, so if we're being honest.
yeah, probably.
But
I mean, so be it. I have a bunch of movies I want to watch too. So
I also have a bunch of movies I want to watch.
I have some movies I'd watch.
You sent that list the other day. I've seen 3 movies on that list.
Me and Meg have been meaning to watch Parasite every single time, but we always get busy. Like, we were going to watch it last night after these plans, but we obviously didn't get home till past midnight last night.
Yeah.
So we weren't going to stay up till 3 a.m. watching Parasite.
I tried. Do you know the trend of White Claws? That like white girls really love White Claws.
It's like an alcohol, but it's like kind of like a sparkling water with alcohol.
I saw pictures of it.
Yeah, Jesse had a few White Claws. Got into those.
I drank one.
See, I thought it was a
Alex
Game
had,
of Thrones thing, making fun of like Long Claw or something like that.
Alex had one of the, you know how there's like the alcoholic root beer and cream soda, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've had the root beer ones.
He had the orange soda.
Ew.
It's good.
Yeah, I don't like orange soda.
What do I always call it though? Cream soda.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Fucking hate. We drank at a party.
I was talking about this last night.
Yeah, and he just kept calling the orange soda cream
I had
soda.
a 2-liter bottle of Orange Crush, and I kept calling it cream soda the entire night.
And it was
I
driving
also
me nuts
kept
because
calling
I
it-
was also drinking, and I was like, oh, fucking, I love cream soda. And I look over, and it's fucking orange soda every
I also
time.
kept calling a girl by the completely wrong name, like not at
Good.
all even related.
Yeah, salamander. You
No,
called
no,
a-
no,
You
the-
called a girl
Yeah, that was different though. I'm talking like John.
Char?
Yes, I don't know what her name was, but I called her Char.
I think her name was Char, and you called her something else.
Well, I don't remember.
You were also doing push-ups with a girl on your back.
I was, yeah.
Yeah,
We talked about
Cam
that
was
last
really
night.
toasty.
Drinking gives you that sign where you don't remember what your limits are, so you just go beyond them.
That's true.
Plus
Plus ultra, man.
Plus
Yeah.
ultra. Phil doesn't get it.
You would if you watched a good anime.
But yeah, Onward 2. We saw that with our fiancés and some other kids.
Yeah,
Very good.
I would definitely say it's in my top 5 favorite Pixar movies.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like it's probably in mine too. Maybe even top 3. I just have to reevaluate them. I have to watch.
I need to rewatch it again because I feel like on the first watch it was really, really good. So I would need.
There's also the
second
movie
watch.
magic. You like seeing it in theater, that kind of stuff. Always elevates.
Yeah,
something.
I don't get that anymore.
No. Pretty much. Like, the thing is, I'll watch any movie in theater, and for the most part, I'll always enjoy it. And then later, when I watch it again, I'm like, oh, maybe if it was like a 7.5 in theaters, it's probably like a 6 when I'm at home.
I just can't afford going to the movies every week.
Yeah, we did it for a while when it was 2 for 1 Cineplex, but like even right now, the movies right now are kind of.
Well,
like,
what I usually do, so when we go grocery shopping, we usually buy like granola bars. Like it's usually like 2 for $5.
Yeah.
We buy some granola bars, and Nature Valley is doing a promotion where it's like if you buy 2.
shout out.
If you can find them.
Well, this was
This was like pre.
yeah, this was last week.
Pre-coronavirus. Gotcha.
So we obviously got 2 of them like we normally do, but I made sure to buy the boxes that had the promotion. So we did buy one, get one, and then we also had a free movie. So we just
It's like if you're gonna do a pizza night anyways, do the pizza night with the 2 for 1 Cineplex, and then you also save money when you go to the movie next.
and this
When Pizza does that, I've done that a couple times, but
this week we did it again because they had some available. So next time we go to the movies, it's
I
buy one,
can't
get one.
actually think about the next movie that I'm gonna want to see is.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Was Black Widow pushed back?
that's in May, so probably not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, that movie looks cool. Taskmaster's sweet.
Yeah, that's probably a movie I'll see, but I won't be that impressed with. But it could be good still.
I'm going into the boat saying it's going to be a solid average.
Yeah, it probably will. Maybe like Captain Marvel. Like that was a solid average.
Yeah, I watched that once, and then I was like, hey, that was neat. And then I watched it a second time. I was like, how did I watch this?
Yeah, you're like some characters were holding that up. Like,
Yeah.
Like the
You mean Samuel L. Jackson was holding that movie
no,
up?
and the what's it called? The Skrull leader.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah, he was very funny. What else other than Onward? What else did we do?
I've been playing a lot of Fire Emblem.
Me too.
Part of the game. Really? Oh, different one. Yeah. As part of the game swap.
Yeah, which we can get into in a sec here.
Yeah, you can do like a short update. Obviously, we're gonna do like an actual segment on it once everyone finishes their games.
Yeah.
By the end of the month, kind of thing.
So where are you at with yours?
I'm really close.
He hasn't
to playing.
plugged in his PS2 yet.
I actually brought it down here today, though.
Oh,
Plug it in.
cool. Yeah, Meg told me that you still had it.
The invite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, you still had the bag on the table.
Yeah, I saw the invite in the first. I was like, "Oh yeah, Meg, did you know like Axel's birthday's coming up?"
yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, I did now." She's like, "Because they told me." I was like, "Yeah, I forget all the time." But yeah, like Phil, you've been playing Path of Radiance.
Yes. So I'm on chapter 16 or 17 now, out of 30 chapters.
You missed Stefan.
Do you know when I say something hellish is coming up? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Okay, just checking.
I've enjoyed it quite a bit so far. What I was telling you was, I think that shit's a little tedious with the dialogue. Like, I respect a good story, but I also don't like pressing A for 10 minutes
So
straight.
the thing is, I knew this when I was picking this game for Phil. I said he was gonna have a problem with the story.
Yep.
Because I've seen Phil watch things and play things before, and he has like this like really weird low attention span sometimes. Like I've seen him watching a show and like it's like subtitled. Like what was the one you Devilman. And as he's watching Devilman, he just like starts to look away in the distance, and I'm like,
Devilman was in English.
did you watch it in English?
Yep.
Well,
So I was still listening to it.
Yeah,
I just wasn't watching it.
there's oh no, even I was watching you play Switch before too. I don't know if you were playing Astral Chain or something like that, but a lot of times while he's like playing stuff, he'll just like start like looking away and talking, but he's still hitting A to continue the dialogue, and I'm like, but you're missing it though. Like you don't know what's happening now.
I did. So today I was playing Fire Emblem Three Houses. I skipped all the support dialogues that I've already seen because I'm on my third playthrough, but I didn't have any with Claude. So I started listening to all of Claude's support things with everybody. It was 45 minutes.
That shit's... Listen, the thing about it is I only have so much time to game nowadays. If I want gameplay. Like, I understand. That's why I like things like The Last of Us that are immersive experiences. Where
You
I'm gonna
like
sit
walking,
down.
talking games.
Yeah, I like things that are... I don't want to press A for 10 minutes when I only have a half an hour to play.
See, but part of the reason I like Path of Radiance so much is the story. Like the story,
It's good.
I mean, I've paid attention to every story in a Fire Emblem game. They're always some sort of war story, but like
Yeah.
they're always really good.
I like Ephraim. He's cool.
Yeah, their whole story with the two characters,
He's
Reckon no
cool.
Ken with Lynn's whole story. And
Yeah,
all
which
that
one
kind
was
of stuff.
Joshua? Was Reckon no Ken Joshua or Sacred
No,
Stones?
Sacred
Joshua?
Stones.
Yeah, Joshua was cool.
Like, I wouldn't say it's a terrible story.
Great story.
It's
What
a
are you talking about?
fantastic story.
I mean, that's to me. I wouldn't go as far as saying it's fantastic.
All right.
There's so many like it seems hard because if you're not really caring too much about the dialogue, but there's a lot of like character growth going from it, especially as later you get into like Radiant Dawn, which takes like a time gap and everything like that.
Boyd and Rolf.
The dialogue is there to make you care about these characters so that when the characters die, you then feel really bad and you have to restart the chapter.
It's true.
It's designed in a way, if there was just like no dialogue, you just went battle to battle. When your people die, you wouldn't care.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
called
you're like,
Advance Wars.
yeah, you're like, it's true. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you just have useless.
They were just like tank
Yeah.
and gunner.
So the whole point is you're supposed to build these connections and you kind of see character growth even in like the dialogue there so that when these people can die, you then care.
But I think that's cool and all. It's just I only have so much time to play games as it is.
Yeah, but I mean, to me,
You make time.
it depends. I would just as easily do a 30-minute like story section in a game as a 30-minute gameplay if I only had 30 minutes. They're both equally as important.
But if I had 30 minutes to like watch something, I'd probably just watch TV.
But you could watch this.
if I wanted if I wanted to read, I would just read a book.
But you could read this though instead.
I don't think it's the same. I think that it's gameplay wise, I really enjoy it. I think that it's super fun. It's something I've never really played before. I find it really fulfilling. I think that it's satisfying when you defeat the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone else died?
Yeah,
How many people have you lost?
I don't know.
Is it more than 3? Because
Probably.
that makes me really
Too
upset.
many to count.
I mean,
Oh, he let Titania die.
What?
Yeah, she's the Jagan.
She's the Jagan. It's almost impossible to kill her.
no, she died to the Black Knight.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
the Black Knight.
the Black
would,
Knight
in
will
fact-
fuck him up.
The Black Knight in that
As,
chapter.
as long as you tell me Nafini's alive.
Yeah, okay. So I asked him about this because he went to the jail chapter and he said that he missed out on 2 of the people. Like he didn't get them, but he got one of them. And I was like, which one did you get?
He got Devdan because you start with him in that mission, don't you?
No, he's not there. He's not that one. He comes a different one. The 3 people are Kieran, the Red Knight,
Yeah.
Brahm, and then
Nafini.
Nafini.
Oh my god.
And he said he got one of them, and it was Nafini at least.
You did get Nafini? Okay, good.
but still no Brahm.
Brahm's good. So's Kieran.
Yeah, they're all good. Every character's got its own story.
I think the fact that there's so many characters,
Use
I care
Nafini.
less.
When you get to like, if you ever decided to play Radiant Dawn like the sequel, there's like this whole section with Brahm, and you'd be like, "Who the fuck's this loser?"
Yeah, it
Like,
becomes cool.
But you wouldn't get it because you never got Brahm in the original game. It just destroy the whole immersion. You're like, "Whoa,
What can you do?
Has he met South yet?
yeah," because you get him. He stows away on the ship,
Oh yeah, okay.
and
Yeah,
he got past the ship because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
has a rough time with the birds.
Oh, the birds. Good
Yeah.
birds.
I'm excited for when you beat it. You still got like 2 whole more cutscenes to see. I really am excited for when you get past this chapter I'm thinking of, because you're gonna hate your life.
Also, pick animal like lion.
Pick lion.
Lion.
Oh, and like the last
Yeah,
thing.
pick
That's
lion.
pretty cool. I mean, maybe I feel like he's gonna pick the crow
Bird.
one.
Yeah, I know he
because,
totally
like I'm
is.
picturing young Phil. Like
I don't
who
like
would
the
young
birds,
Phil?
though.
No, but who would young Phil pick?
He'd pick the birds.
Yeah, he'd pick the bird.
I don't like the birds.
No, but I'm just picturing the style.
You should like
choice.
some of the birds.
I don't really like the birds.
He hasn't met the cool birds.
Isn't it Taliban yet? Is that
No,
his name?
he definitely has.
Yeah, he's totally
Guy's
met him.
Tough as shit.
He's tough as nails.
Do you know like the hawk guy, like the leader of the hawks?
Yeah.
He's got like the open chest and like the band.
Is it
you don't
Tal-
like him?
Is it Taliban or something like that?
Close. I
Yeah,
don't know
something like that.
exactly.
It's been a while.
They're just all right. Too many characters.
Oh god.
This angers me so much.
I'm just gonna let it go. At least he's enjoying the gameplay, one thing at a time.
Yeah,
He said that he'd be excited to try Three Houses now because of this.
I think you'd enjoy 3 Houses more because there's at least audio.
Yeah, he was complaining about the lack of voice acting, right? So
Yeah,
that
that's
would at
the-
least fix that
yeah,
issue.
That's
for
the
some
thing.
Of it.
Like for me, I feel like I would enjoy the game a lot more if there was audio. If I could or at least fucking auto text.
Yeah, that's
Where I-
also an option in 3 Houses.
Where I
you-
literally can just look at the screen and just read.
similar to Persona.
I wonder,
And-
like, do you have a hard time going back to old games though? Like, if Final Fantasy VII Remake wasn't coming out and you decided to play the old Final Fantasy games,
He would not play it.
where they're all text, no voice acting, no auto.
I don't. It just depends on like. It depends because like a lot of older games I have like nostalgia with, right? So I can accept it. Whereas this, like, I'm looking at it from the perspective of someone who's never played it. Like I literally have no nostalgia attached to it. I can look at it and say the bones of this game are good.
I think that was my 3rd Fire Emblem game. I think I just did Reckon
that'd be
Again
my
and
third. Yeah,
Sacred Stones.
yeah,
Yeah,
the GBA
okay.
ones.
The gameplay is great. It's just some of the older stuff as a result of being on GameCube, I don't think is that good. Now it's just a product of its time.
Good one too.
I mean,
As far as Fire Emblem games goes, you've also never played a Fire Emblem game to compare it to.
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's my favorite one, which is all that matters.
Also in Three Houses, you have rewind. So if somebody dies,
I explained to him how
you
like
can go back.
games are obviously easier in some senses these days. I was like, especially Fire Emblem games, they give you infinite grinding basically.
Now they do.
You have the option just to play a version where you just come back alive, or in this one, even if you play the harder difficulty, you can rewind time before like a decision was made, and then kind of continue from there.
Yeah.
They're not bad like things to have.
It looks fun to me, and I think that I would have a lot easier of a time with it as well if I could play this handheld.
Yeah, I think the only parts you won't like or you won't play to that extent will be the school parts.
Yeah.
Just going off the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, but he plays Persona.
Does he though?
Played Persona.
One of my biggest issues with Persona is that I can't play it on Switch.
It's true. You can play this on Switch.
It's going to be the first thing that I'll touch on my PS4 since Borderlands.
Oh yeah, that comes out at the end of the
End
month.
of the month, yeah.
If
Or does
they're
it?
still open.
Yeah, we'll find out.
or if they like delay it or something.
I can wait for that one.
issues.
Like I
You've
played
played
it,
it
beat it
before.
already. So who cares?
How's Enslaved going?
I'm not liking it anymore.
No?
No, I slowed down and I haven't played it since the picture I took.
For Instagram?
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to beat it?
I'm gonna try, but
How many hours have you put in so far?
I couldn't tell you. It's
How many hours is the estimated time to beat on that one?
I think
9.
14. Oh, 9? It's more than 9.
No, maybe it is 15.
I think it's 15. I think we established last time it was 15.
Listen, you guys think that's hard. Wait till I have to beat my game.
Cam, it's an hour and a half.
I mean, yeah, but like it depends on what the hour and a half experience is like, you know?
Okay, well you don't even have to play. You just have to start it.
I said the next time I'm off, the next day I'm off, I will beat it.
Okay,
I will start it and I will beat it.
I hope so.
Just to have opinions on it. I'll probably hate it, but there's only one way
There's
to
a
find
strong chance you'll hate
There's
it.
only one way to find out though.
But yeah, I'll beat it. There's just something about it now. Like you played it?
Yeah.
Okay, I got to her hometown.
Okay.
I think I'm on. No, I think I did something past that. I remember surfing around on a surfboard, flying around on shit,
Yes.
and a bridge breaking.
How far is that?
I think I'm chapter 10, and I think there's 15 chapters.
Kind of near the end.
Oh, you could definitely beat it then. You're getting
I
there.
could.
You're
Because I
getting
have to
there.
drive to.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes it's just you gotta think of what would Phil do.
I
and then
put
you wanna do
30
the
hours into
opposite.
Fire Emblem this week.
That's
I
true.
guess last week.
I have what have I been playing? Like nothing still. I've been obviously playing 14.
Yeah.
Every time I get back in the game, I play a lot of 14.
I almost bought 14.
Which one?
Final Fantasy.
Oh, like time
Yeah.
on it? Yeah, I was gonna say you already own 14.
One of my streamers popped up and he was playing it, and I was like, oh,
I love 14. The boss battles and all like the raids and that kind of stuff, they're still like my favorite. Like
Yeah.
they get cooler and cooler. In the new set of raids, one of the bosses is you fight Garuda, like a new version of Garuda, and then when you beat her, you fight.
isn't Ifrit?
Ifrit.
No, it's Ifrit, and then Garuda shows up because that's
you
the part
fight,
I watched.
Yeah, you fight Garuda, then
Yeah.
she disappears. Ifrit shows up, he
And then they-
disappears. No, then they both show up. You got to fight them both at once,
Oh,
and
yikes.
then they combine.
Yeah, but how hot is Ramu?
Oh, very hot. He's
Very
like a
hot.
centaur.
Yeah,
yeah,
with
it's
his like
fantastic.
super abs.
Yeah, and then the
Hot.
last one is a new version of Shiva as well. If
Ooh.
you have you seen the new version of
No,
Shiva?
I haven't. Apparently, you can get Ramu as a mount, like the centaur.
That'd be pretty dope.
I want to play the game just for that.
The new version of Shiva you'd
I'll
like
look
a
it up.
lot.
I'll
'Cause
look it
so how Shiva works in the game is the person who summons Shiva combines with her, so it changes the look. So the person you wouldn't know this character, but she combines with Shiva in this, and she's very like
Is the girl wearing the black uniform?
which
Like
one?
she's got like
With
a
the
black
purple
volley
hair?
dress.
With the purple hair.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
that's Gaia, and she's designed by Tetsuya Nomura. Of
course she is.
So very Kingdom Hearts, very Final Fantasy, 15.
that her?
No, that's not her. I feel like that's the original one. She looks much more like Lolita, but like a grown adult kind of thing. But yeah, I've been playing 14 with my friend Ryan and Jimmy, having a good time. Yeah, that's her. She changes forms eventually too.
That's
though.
pretty cool.
I just love the game. Like, it's okay taking breaks from it because it's an MMO, so you do eventually get kind of
Do you want to know the
worn
part
out.
that almost made me buy it?
what?
The fishing boat.
Oh my god! Did you see the
I
minion
saw the
and
rainbow.
mount too?
What?
Yeah, so the point of doing so it's called Ocean Expedition.
I just liked when he shot like the guy got a rainbow.
Yeah,
and
so
then it went nuts.
You queue up with like it's like a raid. You queue
Yeah.
up with like 24 people or
Yeah.
whatever it is. You go on the boat. It's Ocean Expedition. It goes to different spots each time.
Yeah.
And you and all of them fish, and then sometimes you can activate the whole thing where it goes into like the rainbow.
Yeah.
And it increases score. And when you get a certain score, you get a little great white minion. And then when you get a different score, you get a shark mount. And then eventually you get titles and stuff like that. If you catch like 99 octopuses or octopi in one thing, you get like this like octopus title that's specifically about that.
I want this.
It's really cool.
I shouldn't buy into an MMO right now, but I've been it or Destiny.
Listen, if we're in outbreak time, like if we're
yeah, but I also wanted to install Destiny.
yeah, I mean that's
too.
free though. You don't lose anything. by
Yeah, but
that.
I wanted to buy like the expansion with the Cade and all that shit. Like I do actually want to play the game again, which is weird. I didn't think I would want to, but apparently they're actually
We've
working
You
on
guys
the
should
game.
play Iceborne.
Yeah, I've been debating that too.
We've said that at least 9
I'm
times.
still waiting for it to go cheaper though.
It's the anime podcast all over again.
Yeah, it's true.
Or no, it's even worse. It's the indie podcast.
No, we did that though. We did a section on indie games.
Yeah, but I meant like a full indie podcast.
That we wouldn't have time for that.
Dev could do one.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Not a good one.
No.
Hey.
He'd be like, Binding of Isaac is great.
Yeah, what's he likes Hat in Time a lot.
Yeah, well, that's a
Someone's-
good game.
he really
I'll-
likes-
I'll accept
I
that
actually
one.
want to play that.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people saying it was actually better than Mario Odyssey.
I've also
I don't
heard
know
that.
about that.
I didn't like Mario Odyssey, so
I
probably
did
would
like
be.
Mario Odyssey, but I'm also a Nintendo fan.
The other real big thing right now that we're doing in Final Fantasy is blue mages are the limited job.
Oh, they're back.
No, that you go into dungeons as all blue mages, and you only collect spells by defeating
Yeah,
other
yeah.
monsters and gaining them. So
So
like,
when do you get Explosion or Bomb?
oh, you get that real early.
Oh, of course you do.
You get self destruct. You get Final Sting, which is the B move that then kills you after you use it. You get so many cool spells. You get to go through all these dungeons and kind of like
Phil
in,
has
like,
no idea what we're
different
talking about.
ways. No, it's okay.
Little TLDR: White mages cast healing magic. Black mages cast damaging magic. Red mages cast
Both.
a little bit of both, and then blue mages take enemy moves and use them against you.
Yeah. So as you fight enemies, you learn their moves and you use them. So like I got like
Good old
1,000 needles
Kamari.
and stuff like that.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know. I've just been having a really good time with the game. Every time like a new expansion or a new patch comes out for the expansion, we kind of get back in. We have fun.
That's fair.
Plus, like
I just want to do the Nier raid.
yeah, the Nier raid's really good.
Yeah, I heard it's really good.
It's so some of the enemies like obviously if you've played Nier
Oh yeah.
Automata or whatever like that, you're in this raid with.
Automata.
I've heard different people call it different things.
People call it both.
I don't know which one's the.
Automata.
Yeah, Automata and Automata.
Yeah.
People both called it.
I've heard it so many different ways. I don't know what's right.
Which
It's
which
Mario
way
versus
does
Mario. BFW Jimmy.
Yes.
I have no idea what he actually calls.
We'll ask him next time.
Yeah, let me just call him in real quick on the podcast. But no, I don't know. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I don't get like my friend Ryan lives in Ottawa, so if a lot of times if we stop playing the game, we don't talk as much. Like we'll send a text every couple of weeks, but when we're playing the game, we're playing it every single night, so we're always on voice chat talking. So it's a good opportunity to play with friends.
We're
too.
on Nier right now, and this
Yeah.
is going to segue. So Nintendo of America made a tweet today. Read the first thing.
Confirmed. Is
Read
that the
the
first
read
thing?
the at.
At 2B for Smash.
Oh,
Confirmed. That's not real though, right?
It's their official page. So I think somebody screwed up.
Yeah. Why would they like their big reveals though?
They do. So I don't know what that is.
On the next direct, I guarantee.
I'd be totally fine
Near
with
for Switch.
2B for no. I meant 2B for Smash.
Near for Switch and 2B
I would
for
also
Smash.
be okay with that because I haven't beat it the second time
I don't
yet.
know if they'll do Nier for Switch.
Why?
I don't think it can handle it. As
mean,
much as I
if
love
it-
my Switch.
If it can handle it, probably won't handle it well. It'll be like Witcher all over again.
I don't care.
Also, where the fuck's our PS5 news?
We're not getting it.
Stuck in freaking Japan. Where
Do you think
everything's
they'll
stuck.
push back
Yes.
Yeah,
the generation?
yeah. Depending on how long this lasts
The
for.
PS5, yes. I think the Xbox will stubbornly come
If
out.
this thing actually keeps growing over the next like 6 months, like a lot of the people are predicting, like a lot of people that work on infectious viruses and stuff like that, if it keeps going, then for sure. If this is something that slowly dies out in the next 2 months from people treating this seriously and handling it properly with just cleanliness, then maybe it won't be pushed back. But if this goes on for another 6 months, it's for sure getting pushed back.
Yeah.
Because like think about all the factories have to like lose workers and stuff like that because you
They're all
can't.
done
have-
by robots anyways.
I mean, it's true. That could be the saving grace.
Thanks, automation.
But hey, it's perfect. Automata.
Exactly. That was the joke.
Um,
But they haven't come out and said anything about this tweet yet.
Speaking of,
It was deleted
next
immediately.
segue from that, we need a new direct really bad.
My money's on Wednesday.
But
Oh,
is
no.
all this stuff going to change?
My money's on
that?
Thursday. They always do Thursdays.
But has life changed now though?
They still have to say something because they've already confirmed that they're doing a digital one for E3 instead of.
From what I saw,
Did we even say E3's canceled yet?
No, because we haven't gotten into the whole chat yet.
Oh, okay.
We're still just on what's been going on for the week.
Oh shit.
We'll segue in after we talk a little bit more.
oh, well, I was
Are
going
you
to talk
getting
about
into it?
Mario Lego for a second.
Oh, so there's 2 Mario things that got announced on Mario Day, which was the Mario Lego that Andrew is 100% buying.
Yeah, I saw that video.
And then Levi's is actually doing a promotion.
jeans?
Yeah. If I can get Nintendo
Is it 'cause he has
official branded overalls,
Oh.
sign me up. I'll buy Mario overalls.
Apparently, the Mario Lego press release on a website said, like, thanks for tuning in to the Direct. Here's all the information about the
Oh, I didn't
Lego."
catch that.
Yeah.
So-
So people thought that this was supposed to be announced in a Direct, but
If
Nintendo
they
pushed it
should
back.
have done, they should do directs on Mario Day. Why don't they?
I guess if they probably will if they had enough Mario news. But
It
I don't
doesn't
know.
need to be Mario news. It's literally a day that has officially been named after a Nintendo thing.
It's true, but I feel like if you're watching something on Mario Day, you just want Mario news. Or not that you want it, but that's what you
I
expect.
don't give a shit what news I get. I just want news.
It's really weird that we don't have a Direct.
This is the longest it's been since a direct.
Well, listen, this will get perfectly into the next topic of whether or not we'll get a direct because we're going to talk about
E3 being canceled.
just COVID-19 in general, and just like, no, we're not going to get into the big details and the death counts and that kind of stuff because that's awfully negative. We're just going to get into like how it's affected us, how it's affected the kind of stuff we talk about, gaming industry, movies, entertainment, that kind of stuff. And then like, you know, how it's, if it's affected our podcast in any way, which we talked briefly about, like obviously guest month has changed a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, Mulan has been pushed back, but like, let's be honest, one of the big things we would have done is we would have done E3 coverage.
Yeah.
You know, we would have done some live streams.
It's just
of
all going to
E3.
be digital live streams now.
which
like
is
an-
how it should be.
Yeah, which is
Which
how it
is
should
what
be.
it was. Okay, I know that
But all the cringe will be gone.
yes.
No, there will probably be some
There'll
cringe.
still be cringe. You don't think Bethesda's going to say something stupid on their live stream?
Yeah, but there's no one like
It'd be like, we created the first-person shooter, Bethesda.
Do you
We did
remember
it."
the people for Fallout 76 who were like just hardcore
yeah,
clapping and
but
like
that's the stuff that makes it funny though. It's always
like
the
people
live
who are
audiences.
obviously paid? I feel like those people are paid off.
Oh, absolutely.
They're just like
Nobody was super excited about 76, man.
I was super excited about Commander Keen.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
Has that even come out yet?
No.
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm going to say no.
So E3 is a big one.
Yeah, E3 is officially canceled. All the sports are canceled.
All the sports.
Except for what's weird is that UFC had an event in Brazil on Saturday, and they just did it to like an empty arena.
That's got to be the least pumped up thing in the world.
Well, that's-
like, imagine going into a fight being like, yeah, the crowd's behind me.
honestly,
Oh,
the whole
no,
thing is
man.
like the basketball a couple days ago, right? It was just announced that there wouldn't be any fans in the audience because
Yep.
they couldn't have that many people. I think LeBron was one of the big ones saying he just wouldn't play because he's like so used to it. I think it's like a big game changer because you get in like a certain state of mind.
Yeah.
And stuff like that's what affects the sports. I'm a big tennis fan, and that there's like a 6-week break on the ATP tour at least right now.
I think what really changed people's minds was Rudy, one of the players.
Is he the one who coughed on all the mics?
Yeah, so he like walked out. He was in the media day, like kind of just joking about it, and then he like just ran his hands all through it, and then he went back to the locker room and like put his face on other people's like uniform and stuff like that, just joking that nothing's gonna happen, and then he in fact was infected. But he also got another player on the team infected as well.
Yeah, and then as soon as that happens, that team, like all of a sudden, no teams can play them. It's just it gets really big, and there's really nothing
It
you
makes
can do
sense,
about
man.
It does. It's so weird as like a world thing, just because like there's all these like stops on stuff, and obviously like sports aren't really something we dive too deeply into here. I know we've talked about tennis a few times and
Just a few.
some other small things, but it's just like even we talked about this earlier. Talk shows.
Yep.
No live audiences, or like just like the crew kind of working on the audiences.
Yep.
It creates like such a different feel on the talk shows. Like it feels more personal when you actually watch it because like there's not like the big laugh tracks or the live audience that forced to laugh and that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
it seems like a lot of times the hosts have to themselves take it like less seriously
Oh,
in a way.
did you watch Stephen Colbert's?
I watched a couple.
Stephen Colbert's
couple
was
spots from
hilarious.
it.
I love him so much.
The
great.
thing is, I'm actually concerned for Jimmy Fallon though, because his whole show is just revolved around all the fake laughing in the audience at non-funny things.
It's
so
true. It's true.
what's gonna happen? He's gonna have to tell really good jokes now.
Yikes.
Well, that's not gonna happen.
That's gonna hurt. So E3 is a big thing. I was really excited for Anime North this year.
Yeah, it hasn't officially been
It
canceled
hasn't.
yet.
It's in May. It's the local anime convention. Comic-Con in Toronto has officially been canceled.
Yeah, there was an anime one in Boston, I think, that got canceled, and it's April. So
Like, this is a big crowd. It's right beside the airport in Toronto.
and nerds are sweaty.
And
gross.
there are a bunch. And hate to stereotype here because we are also very nerdy. But in general, like if you've been to Anime North, there is a lot of people that are not the cleanest.
Just don't go anywhere near
or
the Smash.
people
area.
that have just showered. They're not actually greasy.
What?
Do you not remember this? I don't think you were there, but I think we said this meme for the next like 3 weeks when we're all inside the elevator in Anime North and a guy walks in with wet hair and no one says anything. He's just like, I just showered. I swear my hair is not greasy. And we're just like, okay, bud. Like,
Was that the same year you got stuck in the elevator?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't. But this
time.
was just like an Anime North meme. We kept saying every time we walked in, like I would literally walk in an elevator with a bunch of random people and be like, I just showered. My hair is not actually greasy. It was a funny
Yeah,
time.
I definitely wasn't there for that, but
No.
it must have been the Eric's wedding.
I'll be really
year.
sad though because obviously like Jimmy's already booked the hotel, but as long as they give enough notice, he can still cancel that.
Well, I'm sure they will honor like
Yeah, it's going to be the first time within like 9 years I haven't went.
this would be my 13th year, and I wouldn't be going.
Yeah, but you skipped 2 years now.
No, I went. I've only technically missed a weekend. I went the year that Eric's wedding was. I did go the Sunday, so I have not missed. An
No,
Anime
there was one time you didn't go the entire time.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I will bet my life on it. I have all of my passes.
Oh, I swear there was a time you weren't there.
Nope.
Unless you just didn't meet up with us at all, but
Yeah, because I had John's crew and everything like that. But I've gone. Like I said, this would be my 13th year in a row.
I haven't missed a weekend in like 9 years though, which is even
Yeah.
like I've never even just been there for
I had
a
to miss it
day.
because of stupid fucking weddings.
Pass.
Hate weddings.
Yeah, I mean, which is crazy just because it's so weird. But like, if they've already canceled Comic-Con, I don't know when that is in comparison to Anime North.
I also don't know.
date wise, but I mean, as of right now, there's a pretty good chance it's being canceled.
Yeah.
It's definitely super inconvenient. Kirsty and I were going to a destination wedding at the beginning of April in Jamaica. And there was like a lot, like we were still planning on going up until about this week when things started to get really bad. And there was going to be like I think they're going to do like a full travel ban here pretty soon. One of my friends,
I hope.
one of my friends that I met at Bonnaroo actually is living in Germany right now.
Yikes.
And he was I was like, hey man, like what's going on there? He's like, yeah, I'm just trying to fly back. And I know that they're like blocking travel from European countries, so hopefully he made out all right with that. And
When I went to the physio on Friday, and that night, like, and she's like, in 12 hours, I have to fly out to Mexico. Like it's for work, and they didn't cancel it. And she's like, I really don't want to go because she's like, as soon as I get back, then since I have a job where I have to be in close contact with people,
Yep.
she then can't go to work for 2 weeks after she gets back. She literally had clients text me like, hey, can you like unofficially come to my house? And just like, she's like, no, like I'm not allowed. Like you can lose like your license for that kind of shit.
Yikes.
But she didn't want to go so bad. She's like, I'm really hoping the next like 12 hours. something
Tell her to
comes
trip and
out.
fall outside.
Tell her to start coughing, just wrap it and be like, then maybe they'll stop her from going. But yeah, she's like, I just don't want to go. But since like I can't not go unless they officially put the travel ban, and she was really hoping that day there was like, they were
That's
giving an announcement or something like that
really
on that
dumb.
day. It is very dumb. Like it's just because then you're forced into this 2-week quarantine period where it's like no one wants to do that. Like if like she knows.
do.
Yeah, I know, but like that, I do as well, to be honest with you. But she really wanted to get back to her job, and like I'll be sad if she can't go there for another 3 weeks because I need to see her every week just to survive. So
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah, that kind of sucks.
And I'm kind of worried about like the My Chemical Romance show, for example, but that's in September.
It's a far amount away, but same thing. If the thing does keep escalating as like predicted,
to be
then-
honest with you, our weddings.
Oh yeah, I mean that's true too. But I mean, I'd be sick if no one could come. They also have to send gifts, but I just have only.
I don't
like,
think they have to.
No, they do. No,
No,
they
I
have to.
don't think they have
Yeah.
to.
They'll all just send toilet paper because at that point we'll
And
be in
hand
we'll be in
sanitizer.
the crisis still.
Yeah, perfect.
I mean, in that, if they did something like that, I imagine that the Best Western would probably just be like, hey, can we just push it back a year or postpone it or something?
I would just
that.
be like, no, I'll just take all my money back and I'll just do like the party at my house kind of thing,
Yeah, but it would have to be a party under a certain number of people.
Eh.
Any form of
Listen,
large gathering, you have to
It's
get a
only
checklist.
as of right now, it's only over 250 people. If you think I'm having 250 people at my wedding,
Oh, I'm inviting like everyone I know.
my goal is to have like 70 people or less. So I just have like a really sick backyard party, pay the $500 or whatever it is, at the courthouse. Obviously, this is just a if for some reason we're still in September and
Surprise, Meg.
it's all crazy. Yeah, I feel bad for the person's wedding you were going to go to.
Yeah, it's brutal, man.
I was like, I have a trip in October, going to Whistler, and that would be really nice if I could go. But
yeah, I don't know. Whistler's a big travel area too.
yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff though. Like I'm still kind of concerned. I'm hoping at this point we're far enough that it's not going to be an issue. But like Final Fantasy VII release, because it's possible. Like
I feel like they're already in boxes, ready to be sent out.
Yeah, but if they're ready to be sent out, a lot of stuff is being stopped from being sent out, which is the issue.
It's true.
But we might not hear about that till closer when it's supposed to be all
I just
out.
want some goddamn confirmation from EB Games Canada.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all I want.
Have we talked about this on the podcast?
No, we haven't.
So the day it comes out is April 10th. If you're in Canada, that is Good Friday.
Most of the world celebrates.
I literally had no idea, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's Good Friday, which means the day it comes out, all EB games are closed.
Well, not all EB
no,
games,
but our EB games is closed, which is what matters.
It's a good chance, yeah.
So the two options then are either that it comes out, they do some sort of like they've done it before for games, some sort of like 9 p.m. the night before, midnight, but not at midnight launch.
Yeah, I think I went for the last Call of Duty. I think
There was another one. There was they're never like the biggest games, but they're like something in between.
Yeah, I did go to one. What was it?
I'm trying to think. There was one that I remember being at, or they going just to pick up the game. Like it wasn't like a midnight launch. You
Yeah,
just
I
went in,
can't
bought a game
remember.
and left,
I think
kinda
we
like
went to the
normal.
same one, and I just can't remember what it was. So it'd be a game we both have.
Yeah.
But-
So like that's the option, which is obviously that's the perfect idealness because then even a lot of other places in the world won't actually have the game yet.
Yeah.
So when we do a stream, we'll be streaming like 2 hours before people can even get the game like digitally, which will be very cool. We'll be playing
If they do that, yeah.
If they do that. The other option is that we have to wait till the Saturday, which is only sad because then we miss out on that full everyone's off on Friday.
Yeah, or buy it
streaming
digital.
Or buying it digital, which it might come down to if the EB game.
Because you can
doesn't do the
preload
thing.
it and have it ready to go.
As I said, it sucks, but like eventually though, even if I had this, if I got it digital, which
Why
is
don't you just
possible,
tweet it to EB Games?
Multiple people have. That's what I was looking at.
Oh, okay.
And EB Games does not respond to a single person.
That sounds about
Okay.
right.
So,
Okay.
but honestly, what I'm saying, if they do not have it, and you have to wait till Saturday, I might just buy digital, with the intention that when they come out with all these episodes, there'll probably be a physical copy of all of them. And I'll have that for my collection instead of having each part.
And then that'll probably be on PS5, if not
No, they said that there's no plans to do anything next gen. Square Enix said they had no plans on doing anything for next gen for a bit. Yeah. So I'm guessing they're just going to be PS4 games that can be played on the 5.
Yeah, the next gen stuff right now is
That
still,
sounds dumb.
the next gen stuff right now is just really
Yeah,
stupid
but
in
why
general.
put the extra work in to make it work for a system that?
What time do you think the fourth part's going to come out? Like 3 or 4 years?
Nah, it'll all be done in 2 years.
The whole issue,
I will
issue
make
right
you
now,
a bet right now that it won't be done.
No,
in 2
I'm not
years.
taking that bet.
the issue right now is that like I don't honestly see the need for a new system right now because everything they're talking about is still on the old system, or they're like, yeah, no, like don't worry, you can get your PlayStation 5, but you just play your PS4 games on it for a couple months or like a year. I'm like, well, then why is it coming out? Like,
Yeah.
come out when you have stuff ready for it.
Especially with the PS5 or PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, like they were already
And I'm
almost
hearing a
systems
lot
upgrade.
of leak confirmations that they are coming out day one with the 2 varieties of systems.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
hearing a
I've
lot
heard
about that. So
Which, yeah, if you're gonna spend a shit ton of money on a console, you might as well buy the better
yeah,
version
on
of
the
it.
day one, if you want to future proof yourself, might as well buy that one. But then that makes me wonder.
Unless it's dumb and it's just a bigger hard drive.
Yeah, I don't really care. Oh, maybe I do care about that.
You can buy external hard drives for fucking cheap.
That's true. Yeah, I mean the systems as we talked about.
I think that's an insult to consumers.
it is, yeah, but people will do it anyways.
People don't think, they consume.
The thing is, consumers are, and I'm going to include myself in this, are very dumb in a sense where like we know when something's wrong, but we still buy it anyways because it's like when people complained about Pokemon.
Yeah, I bought that shit day one.
Everybody, yeah, but we didn't care. We
No.
liked the new changes. But people who still hated and like, I'm not buying this game because it's shit, they still went out and bought it because
Yeah.
it was the most.
I was about to say,
sold
obviously
Pokemon
lied
game.
because they went and bought it.
And it's like, if you want to make a change, then stop doing it. But like, as I said, I'll keep doing it too.
Yeah.
So they can keep fucking me over, I guess, because I won't change.
Like I don't care about mid-gen refreshes, but I mean, if you're gonna release 2 SKUs of the console and have one of them be more powerful than the other,
Like, it could just be
I think that's insulting.
it could just be one that's 4K and one that's 8K. Like, if you're like, I only have a 4K TV, I don't need the 8K one, Why would you spend the extra money and get the 8K one?
Do the 8K in 3 years.
I think that one's going to be. I feel like the standard now should be 4K for systems, anyways, because that's the standard.
I don't even have 4K TV.
No,
so.
but I mean, I feel like 4K at least seems to be sticking around. It's not like
4K monitor.
It's not like 3D like TVs when that was a big thing, and those are going away.
4K HD DVDs, man.
4K at least is going to stick around, and 4K will still be relevant for the average consumer for the next couple of years.
Where's my 18K or 16K?
We won't all be moving on to 8K.
Hey, Jesse's TV last night was actually fucking dope.
What TV was it?
He had a Samsung 4K.
Oh yeah, that's good. This TV's 4K.
My TV at home is 4K as well.
I played Ni no Kuni 2 in 4K.
Ooh.
I think that's like the only game I could think of I actually played in 4K so far.
Yikes.
But doesn't the PlayStation 4 Pro only upscale to 4K, but it's not like true 4K?
Yeah, but that's a lot of things though.
But like
the
Xbox,
only one the Xbox One X does.
Yeah.
that's like true 4K.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My PC can do 4K.
Yeah. What else? So the systems, we talked about this earlier, the systems, there's a likelihood that they could be delayed because of this.
Yep.
Once again, right now, in the last week, shit's just went like, it's so much, it escalated so fast. And it could either go down in the next few months or it could go up in the next few months. We have no idea. We're not scientists.
Because
we don't have all the answers.
Stuff that could easily be delayed. Video games, because think of a game office. It's people all in little tiny office chairs.
And a lot of all of our favorites are from Asia.
Yeah.
And it's still biggest right now in
What's
Asia.
something else, Cam, that'll take a massive hit? From Japan.
From Japan?
Yes.
What, anime?
Anime.
Yeah, no. I need Haikyuu now.
What if the season finale
is what they
stop on?
Oh, no. That's worrisome. Obviously, even with something like Mulan, we talked about this is affecting the movie industry too. Which I'm not too worried about that because there's not many movies I'm looking forward to.
In some theaters, they're like asking people to sit like one row apart.
Yeah, but I mean, like, does that mean they're selling half as many tickets?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say if they're still selling the same amount of tickets,
I would feel insulted if that was the case because they would have to not sell the tickets for that neckbreaker seats. Like, imagine they only sell, let's say, I don't know how many a movie theater fits, probably 200 people.
I have no idea.
I'm going to say 200
for me right now.
Let's say they only sell 100 movie tickets. Let's say you like 100, like half the movie theater is full, and you have to sit up at the front.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
But there is also the element of if you're going with someone else, like friends, you're probably all still sitting within close. Like if you're going with like your fiance.
Yeah, if I'm getting coronavirus, you're getting it too, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's just people that don't know each other. Like groups that don't know each other should sit like a seat apart, wherever it is. I feel like most friend groups are still going to sit right beside each other. The only thing that this, like, I'm constantly thinking about like what things have already been announced that this could delay, but like there's also that element of like what things have we not heard about yet that are now going to come out so much later.
Who knows?
Like with the E3 we're talking, or not E3, with the Nintendo Direct.
They have nothing.
They have nothing, but now like are they still going to come out with a Direct now to announce all this stuff, or is it like?
I feel like they almost have to, but just don't put dates.
That's the thing too, because this could. I don't think any games will get delayed because I feel like they'll still release things digitally.
Yeah, but they might not be done.
Yeah,
you still have to finish the game.
A lot of times when games are announced, the games aren't even close to being done. They just have a certain section done, and to work on these games, they need their offices with large.
They can
crews.
have people work from home.
I mean, they can, but that could really still also slow down.
That can slow it down. That can easily make it a nightmare for leaks. So let's say Joe Blow's working on the next Zelda game.
Yeah.
And somebody just fucking peeks through his window or delivers his Amazon package and sees that he's working on Breath of the Wild 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Yeah, there's going to be issues with that, but once again, I don't know how it's going to affect. I'm kind of excited to see if there's a Direct, and
they have to.
And if they do Direct, we are doing
doo-doo. You said doo-doo.
We are doing a reaction to it for sure.
Yeah,
because it's been so long. I can only assume there's got to be something big.
Okay, yeah. If you guys wait till
something
like
primo.
after 5, I'll drive in for
Chef's
a react
kiss.
on it.
Yeah, because like normally I wouldn't care that much, except for like that if it's been this long and we don't know what's coming out for the next like foreseeable future, there's got to be something big, right? Breath of the Wild 2.
I'm calling already. It will be Bayonetta news. It will be Metroid news and Smash character.
I'm going out on a limb here and saying Breath of the Wild 2 news.
I want something about it. Like even just because of this shit, it's delayed till next year.
I don't want that news, but
maybe they'll announce like the release date for Bayonetta 3 and release Nier Automata.
Do you think they were working on any sort of like virus game that now is just like not happening at all?
China banned that phone phone virus game, like where you
Plague Inc.
Plague Inc. Yeah, they
I
banned
mean,
that
that's
one.
fair. I guess that's a little insensitive. What else? Anything else you guys can think about that affected us other than we talked about guest month and how some guests couldn't make it. We had to push back others because of like stuff.
I live out in the middle of nowhere. There's a very slim chance that I'll be affected by
I guess the other one, without going too far into the details of it, is that people are acting a little insane. Even like we're a small, like a rural community kind of thing.
20,000
like,
people.
Yeah, like the toilet paper situation and like the excessive buying and the.
I'm gonna lay this down. Hand sanitizer doesn't help. It is a virus, not a germ. Hand sanitizer kills 99.9% of germs.
What
not
percentage of
viruses.
viruses though? Like 50?
0.
I mean, let's not tell people that though. I think people should still be sanitizing.
No, they don't sanitize. Wash your fucking hands.
Well, yeah, they should do that too.
Just,
But like, I'm okay if they also sanitize.
do you know who couldn't wash their hands?
T-Rexes.
T-Rexes.
Aw.
Where are T-Rexes? Extinct.
Oh no.
We're
It's all
next.
making sense.
Big brain.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's like that selfish element where it's like, yeah, you might buy, 10 stacks of toilet paper in case you need it, but now someone else is going to actually just need
Yeah.
toilet paper.
Who doesn't have at least like a month's worth of toilet paper? Like,
So we get all of our shit sent to us by Amazon, because Jess is just ridiculous on that. There's like a subscribe.
Listen,
and
what about
save
our
thing.
local businesses, sir?
I would like to, but it's a fucking nightmare. I had toilet paper sent to my door on Thursday last week, and I already had 9 rolls, something like that. Maybe it was like 8 rolls of toilet paper. If I went through that in a 2-week period that they're expecting to quarantine us, I should be going to the doctors for something else.
Well, there were 2 big reasons the whole toilet paper thing happened. Is because one, toilet paper is a big export out of China. But there's also a lot of toilet paper that comes out of Japan too. What I've seen, and like there's toilet paper everywhere.
the companies have straight up said like, we're not going to run out. There's no way.
Yeah,
we're
but like
gonna
people
run
are
out.
insane. And then the other element of it is people are worried about like quarantine isolation where they're going to be stuck at home, can't even leave to go to a grocery store. Grocery stores will not close.
No.
They might be running on low staff, but they cannot close
But
sources of food.
if they close borders, there's going to not be as much food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
not
I
as
won't be
much,
able to
but-
get my, I can't even think of Lucky Charms.
Like, this might be a big issue for a lot of places too, but in Canada, there's like we have a lot of locally sourced stuff anyways. Like for the most part,
But the price on that will go up.
yeah. But I mean, the price on a lot of other things have went down. Just
Did you see
not
the
a good
guy who
thing,
bought
but-
18,000 jars of hand sanitizer and he was going to sell them on Amazon
and they banned it?
and they banned it
Yeah.
and now he's stuck with 18,000.
They've banned toilet paper, sanitizer, Lysol wipes, all that kind of shit from Kijiji too.
Yeah.
You
There was a
can't sell
couple
that.
in BC who made $100,000 from selling Lysol wipes.
Oh, they got to the game early. Clever.
Smart them.
You got to get there fast. I mean, I don't know. It's not really a positive thing, I guess. It's kind of sad, but
I mean, I personally like we bought a little bit more groceries than we normally do just in case.
yeah, we bought more groceries than we needed to, not in case anything happens, but because like you just don't want to deal with that shit again. Like
That's what I'm saying.
The
Like
people are crazy. There's been like there was like a gun pulled out on someone
In
about
Toronto,
toilet
yeah.
paper.
Somebody got in a fist fight at No Frills on Friday.
Yeah, I think there was
in Guelph, there was a fight at Costco.
was that the one with a knife.
Yeah.
There was one recently where someone pulled a knife, but like
Yeah.
imagine pulling a gun over toilet paper.
The world has come to a very bad. So I saw a comment and it said, "We already know now from this that we'd all die in a zombie apocalypse."
Oh, for sure.
No,
My
it's-
dad thinks this is the zombie apocalypse.
I've got guns.
He's just
I'm
waiting
fine.
for those people to come back now.
To be honest with you though, people just react this way when it comes to like, I don't know if it's like your survival versus someone else's survival.
Also, fuck those people buying baby wipes.
Yeah, it's true.
Fuck them straight
people,
to hell.
People need baby wipes, and they're buying it because they're like out of other things.
They're
They
out of
can-
toilet paper because they're freaking out, and now we don't have enough baby wipes for people who have babies.
For babies that need wiped.
Yeah.
Fuck those people.
Listen, I'm with you.
As I said earlier too, there's this big thing going on right now with baby Tylenol.
It's ridiculous. Luckily, I have 2 bottles of it at home
It is
because I
ridiculous,
was
though.
given them from Kyle.
Yeah, babies need things.
But
you
that's
know?
the thing too. Like a lot of over-the-counter medicine is produced in China, so that the price of a lot of that is going to skyrocket. So
But China's going to be the first place to get better.
that's true.
So that's
Just
at
how
least
long
one.
is that going to be?
Like they've already stabilized a lot in China.
Yeah.
Because like I'm
Isn't
not gonna,
Italy the worst now?
Italy's been rapidly going bad.
Yeah.
But the thing about China's actually an extremely like, certain parts of it. Obviously, I'm not going to generalize the whole thing, but like they got extremely sanitary very fast. You know,
they were shooting bleach down the roads.
Like everybody there is like instantly tossing the masks on. The cleanliness, like it did start there obviously, but then everything from there has just been like they've been getting really good really fast.
This
so
isn't their first rodeo.
No, but I mean like I'm literally more concerned about like I would feel like the states I'd be worried about
where everyone has a gun.
Yeah, but I mean that, and just in general, I feel like there's uncleanliness and stuff like that, and I feel like they're not as willing to change their ways as someone like China. They adapt real fast,
and also their entire 45% of their population is obese,
and that's one of any sort of like health factor. Just it's like amplified. Like,
do you smoke?
I don't know.
Do you smoke?
No.
Do I smoke?
No.
Oh. I'm fine.
We're not over the age of 65. I'm like
no, but even like respiratory issues. So like I had asthma as a kid, and I have like breathing problems sometimes. I'm susceptible to it.
Yeah,
it's one of those things. I'm not very concerned.
Has asthma as well, so she kind of is.
I'm not like concerned for myself. I'm more just concerned about the way people are acting about the whole thing.
It's ridiculous.
And I'm obviously like concerned that I still have to go to work every day.
But the memes though.
Okay, yeah. Like, if we're gonna talk about it, we got to talk about the memes briefly.
I have sent probably at least 30 memes in our group chat.
There are crazy amounts, and you can look at it like the being insensitive versus, trying to see like the bright side, like trying to find like the silver lining, trying to keep it positive, and that kind of stuff. It happened. There's gonna be memes about every single thing in the world,
and that's okay.
It's okay, yeah, as long as like people aren't being too bad taste. Yeah, see, that's not like making fun of the coronavirus. That's making fun of...
It says laughing at people fighting over toilet paper, and then it's Joey freaking out, and he's like realizing you're out of toilet paper.
Yeah, that's more making fun of people for being insane.
I'm not making fun of people dying. I'm making fun of... all of the memes I've sent are people freaking out about the virus itself. Like, the people, not the virus. Obviously, terrified of the virus.
I'm really hoping for our podcast each week there's not going to be so many things that we need to give like a weekly coronavirus news update.
Coronavirus news.
I'm hoping like next week we're coming on, we're like, yeah, Final Fantasy's been delayed now. They announced that there's no systems coming out ever now. Like I'm hoping we don't need to do a news.
The video game industry is dead.
Yeah. I'm hoping every week it's like they've given up on physical copies now. No more physical copies.
I would actually stop gaming.
You would stop gaming?
Yes.
If they gave up physical
copies.
Doug, I think in the next 10 years they're going to stop.
What if they sent you game cases, but there's nothing in them? Like when you bought a digital copy, Amazon sends you a game case.
That's probably more likely.
So you can still have something on your shelf that nothing happens with it.
Absolutely.
Much cooler. Yeah, at least you still have to keep stuff.
I hate when you go over to a friend's place and they're like, oh yeah, I got the game somewhere. Oh, it's here somewhere. Like I'm just scrolling and scrolling.
Or like me who has the disc in every single wrong one.
I hate you so much.
Yeah,
but I walk over to my shelf and it's in alphabetical order and I'm looking for the bouncer. It's under T for the bouncer.
I would put it under B because I don't count thes, ors, or ands.
I count those.
Yeah.
But I mean, how dope would it be if you had like a 4 terabyte hard drive with just everything? And
if I'm paying $80 for a fuck nugget code that just downloads, no.
What if they lowered the price?
$30, absolutely, I would give up physical
But what are you supporting? Like the collectible aspect?
Oh my god, they won't make money?
You don't.
Oh my god.
Why don't you care about that?
I don't care if Amazon man loses $10.
No, not Amazon man.
I'm using him as an example. He's a rich dude.
No, I'm saying like the game developers.
No, those run
if
Kickstarters.
they're indie titles, if that's indie titles, I'll pay like digital for indie titles. That's fine for the most part. If I'm buying a Final Fantasy game, I'm not paying $80 for a code.
But you're still getting you're paying for the game. You're not.
Yeah, but I want the game.
Yeah, but the price should be. I would
10 years from now, they'll cut off the service, so I won't be able to re-download anything.
I would adapt to.
What
like
if your PlayStation
digital
breaks in 10 years from now?
Then I'm fucked.
But you could, like,
I can change a disc tray.
I would adapt to an all digital system, but for sure the price would go down because you were technically having less cost in making these in some sort of sense, whether it's shipping, whether it's manufacturing. So the cost should at least take some sort of dip.
But I do think that they need to continue to pay their workers.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but like they need to pay their workers fairly. But like even if you just look at shipping costs, no more workers are shipping stuff for them. Thus, the price should go down at some. I don't know the value.
I mean, like the developers, like these developers who are like. Did you guys read the Last of Us 2 article that?
No, because I don't
Kotaku,
like the Last of Us.
The Death March one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when I read that, I'm like, yo, these people need to get paid. These people need to be like.
The video game industry needs to unionize.
Hot take.
I mean, I just think that if they lower video game costs, it's not going to go well for like developers are going to just continue to work.
They just need to not rush shit. If they put time into making a quality product, it'll be fine.
And the thing is, actually, if they maybe this year will teach the world that we don't need E3, and this might be the last, like this might be the stop of it now.
This is it. I'm putting money on it.
But without
No
E3,
E3 next
Do you want to make a bet
I would make a friendly $10 bet that
That
there's no E3 next year.
in any capacity?
No physical E3.
Okay, so what we're going to do from now on is that we're going to start writing on every bet, and at the end of each episode, we're going to record just the bet so that I just have a sound bar of the bets for when we need them eventually.
This one I will. Every other bet I usually say is wrong.
That's just
but
like a, yeah.
This
So
one
you're
I-
saying like even EA is not going to show up. There's
No.
nobody who's going to show
No,
up.
it'll all
There's
be
gonna
digital.
no
It'll all
press
be
conference.
Nintendo Directs.
The thing is,
I'll take that bet.
without the E3 market, there's a chance now that we lower down on like the hype level of games, and thus people
No,
can
they'll
take
still
their
do
time more.
E3, but it won't be the renting out that giant area to test out games. It'll be certain reviewers sent digital demos and stuff like that, and then it's a big stream.
But
of
I
everything.
still think E3 is built around hyping up things more than they need to be.
E3
I think
is
that-
basically just a bunch of people getting together and just, jerking each other off, being like, I work for this company, you work for that company, and then them communicating. It's just a bunch of like shareholders getting excited about stuff.
Yeah, they don't need to go to a conference to do that.
Yeah, because it's networking. I think that they will.
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see.
I'm still saying next year it's happening, and I'll take the $10 bet.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay,
I can afford
Yeah,
that.
we'll do this later. But yeah, anyways, I was just saying, I don't know where this went, but I'm saying that I'm hoping that we don't have coronavirus news every single week. Hopefully, it doesn't affect many more things, and then that'll be cool.
I also hope that.
Because we'll put that as the end of the COVID-19 chat, because we don't want to get too deep.
The
you
Da
know?
Vinci Code.
We don't want to get
Too
into the declining economy and the death tolls and all that. Let's just stay away from all
dark.
that stuff.
Too
for now.
dark for
Too
me.
dark. We're trying to keep this light and frothy.
Yeah, but there's a monkey gang war.
Okay, that's light though. I find that funny.
That's not light. There's like people being attacked by monkeys.
No. Let's think of the funny part.
Those silly monkeys.
Silly
You've
monkeys
heard that, right?
and their silly
No.
gangs.
So in Thailand, there's a spot where tourists are so used to feeding the monkeys that the monkeys, there's no more tourists. So the monkeys are actually raiding the streets
Good.
and like trying to
Monkey
salvage
gang
food.
war.
It's actually a monkey gang war.
Title of the video.
And I'm not making this up. Please do that.
So the last thing, I mean, we've already run a little long here, but the last thing we'll just talk about briefly, like what's upcoming. I typically like to do that. So if you are watching this part or listening to this part, kind of what's coming up in the next, little while. We can't fully predict everything because the world's unpredictable right now.
Yeah.
In like a sense. We're going to find a time and a way to have Dan on for the D&D.
Even if it's a weekday.
Yeah, it'll probably have to be a weekday when we do it because he works specific hours. But we want to specific hours. We want to talk about D&D, especially with someone who's the DM. We're gonna play D&D still on Tuesday. I don't think anything's gonna change with that. Hopefully,
I'm going to self-quarantine.
yeah. I mean, Mike actually did say he wouldn't be making it because of that.
I
Still,
know.
so I mean, that's one person down, but the rest of us are
That's
fine.
one person down.
The rest of us are fine.
Jimmy will be strong.
Movie wise, I don't think we're in planning to see any movies.
Nope.
We'll talk contest.
Yes.
Okay. By the time this video comes out, there should already be a Instagram post or a video out to celebrate 1,000 followers, which I think we're really close to right now. We're within
As of this video right now, we're at 950.
yeah. So if you are watching this video or listening to this podcast, we should be at more than that. We should be at the 1,000 at least.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, unless it really takes a dive right now. But with that, we are doing a contest. I think we decided that the contest is going to be giving away a game. I guess at this point you'll already seen, so it'll probably be Final Fantasy VII,
Yes.
the remake. Especially since one of the big things we want to do is we want to come out with a lot of live streaming content for Final Fantasy VII when it comes out. Mostly me and Phil, maybe a couple guest appearances by Andrew. You got a family time, especially with Easter. We intend to finish it, like most of it in the weekend.
Hopefully.
Because, like I can just ditch my family. Like they don't matter. But like, when you have like a young child, Easter's actually an important holiday to young children.
He's only
Not that he'll remember, but you
it's
still want to
more-
set those memories there
No,
somewhere.
it's more the family coming over to think that it's an important.
and
this
so you
year.
can get chocolate. Exactly.
I don't want chocolate.
Yeah, tell them to hide real eggs. Toilet paper
Ew.
rolls.
Perfect. Paint them on the outsides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's probably when me and Phil are gonna be playing most of it is Easter weekend.
I'll have it beat by the weekend as well.
Yeah, so
I just want it to come out on Thursday.
same. But if it doesn't, I will take the bullet and buy it digitally. so that we can still stream it at least, starting at midnight or throughout the Friday day, because we're not wasting a full Friday.
No,
That it can't happen.
Yeah, like if it's at the midnight on the Friday like night, I'll come for that.
Yeah.
I'll be there because like I have nothing better to do.
So I think on
midnight.
that, so on whether or not the game comes out the Thursday or whatever, if it doesn't come out on the Thursday night, Friday while we're playing it, we're going to do the announcement of who wins. All the contest details we're going to put in the Instagram post. It's just going to be a standard, we got these 1,000 followers now. We want to just try and grow YouTube a little bit. That's one of the main focuses. We've talked before about the audio podcast and where we want just the audio going, but for right now, we're really trying to focus on the video aspect. So it's kind of a contest trying to bring over some of these 1,000 people over to YouTube.
and if you do listen to the podcast, let us know. Like, we have some metrics, but
Yeah, they're
we're at the point where like maybe come May when we've been doing this for a year, who's to say that we will continue to do audio?
Yeah, because if you don't know how this works, by doing a podcast and having it on something like Spotify, which is I'm assuming where most of the listeners come from, you have to have the RSS feed, and to have an RSS feed, you have to pay for it. So we want to know who are the people who are just listening, because we want to know if it's worth it. If it's not worth it, if people are just finding this content on Instagram and going to YouTube, then we'll just do video podcasts, save ourselves the $100 a year, whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is.
Yeah.
So, but that's something. If you just listen to this, you might not be on our YouTube video watching it, but go to our Instagram, let us know in like a comment or something like that. Especially maybe on the contest post, you can still go in there and like and do all the stuff for the contest. But yeah, I mean, it's a free game we're going to be giving away. It's a game that we're probably all going to really like, and a game we're going to be playing.
Fingers crossed. Well, fingers crossed to like. I'm
at this point, if you're watching or listening, go to our Instagram. The post should be up. I think we're going to do like a little video for it, probably just to explain the rules a little more clearly.
Yeah.
And yeah, the point is, we're not trying to bribe people. We just want more people who maybe listen or.
And to be honest with you, I want someone who can't afford to buy the game, maybe from like financial hardship or, just they don't really buy $90
money
games
on toilet paper. Exactly.
I would love for them to win, but
we can't be the judge. We're going to do a live draw of it, just so it's very fair. We haven't exactly figured out yet if we're going to be doing like a physical copy, because then you have to go through mailing it or through Amazon to their address. Obviously, if you're watching the stream, you'll know right away if you're the winner, which is cool. So we want more people to watch the stream as we play it. And then if you're not watching the stream, we'll obviously announce the winner in the podcast or on a video or something like that. Even if we just get a few people, if we have 1,000 followers on Instagram, I think we're just over 200 on YouTube. If we get another 100 people to come over, successful contest. I'll pay the money for that for sure, just to have more people come on. Especially, one of the things we want from this is more comments on Instagram posts, on YouTube posts, because like comments are content.
and we try and
respond.
having people to like talk to.
Yeah, we try and respond to every comment that comes out. But like in the future, like doing content based on comments would be cool.
Yeah, let us know if our opinions are all wrong.
Yeah, like that's what we get the most of, and that's the best comments.
Yeah, mine are usually wrong.
Yeah, I mean everyone's are wrong, depending on who's listening. But yeah, so that contest is gonna be pretty cool. We're gonna be making a video about that after probably this podcast.
Hashtag Trey shoutout.
Yeah, Trey shoutout. I think we did go an episode without a Trey shoutout.
Did we?
Yeah,
you edit that in
one of the guys. Yeah, let me just go back and put it in.
It would have been the Castlevania one, because I remember doing it. And I think the
Does
first.
Trey like Castlevania?
I think so. Yeah, he does. I'm pretty sure he does.
Missed opportunity.
Yes.
But yeah, so I mean, this is just a thing basically to get more interaction, because it'll just be fun. We respond to every comment. We like them all on YouTube, and then we do Instagram posts normally every day. We've taken a couple breaks, but the likes on the Instagram has went up too, which is nice. So now we just want all those people to like it to leave a quick comment, and that'll make us happy.
I'll try and beat that game tomorrow.
Which one?
Enslaved.
Oh, right. Yes. So yeah, anyways, if you're listening to this and you haven't seen it yet, go to Instagram, check out the content, check out that contest. Maybe you'll win yourself a copy. Maybe you'll get it day one if you want it, I don't know, e-transferred to you, if you want the money e-transferred, or you can wait for the physical copy if that's your thing. It's the same amount of money to us, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I would definitely PayPal someone the $90.
That's what I'm saying. If someone just like, hey, I want to go to my game store today.
We can PayPal them $79.99. Because it's digital, you don't pay tax.
That's true. Well, it depends. They might want to go to their game store
I'm
that
just
day
being
and buy
an
it.
asshole.
But yeah, I don't care how you want it. We'll get it too if you're the winner. We'll give all the contest rules on Instagram. It's the pretty standard.
Cam will actually walk to your house.
Yeah,
and
wherever
give it to
you are. Have you seen me walk recently?
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it.
Brutal. But yeah, so just looking out for that. Other than that, in the next week, obviously we're gonna try doing more streamed content in general. I think even before Final Fantasy VII comes out,
we want to try it out and see, because we have to like figure out a setup for it.
Yeah, we want to perfect it by the time we get to Final Fantasy VII.
Are you off on Tuesday?
No.
You closed on Tuesday?
Probably, yeah.
God, fuck.
Why?
I was like, I can come over earlier on
Like
Tuesday
pre-D&D.
and like figure stuff out.
Yeah, the general basis of it is it might be in here. I might bring in the double seat recliner. Have buy another boom arm, maybe have the 2 boom arms going over the seats where then me and Phil are just chilling with the recliner, have the PS4 connected to the Rodecaster to record our audio in high quality.
Yeah.
Because if you ever watched a Phil stream, you know that the quality of the audio could be a little higher. True. Gameplay flawless, but the audio could be a little bit better, and we want really good audio, and we want good video quality, and then it'll be a fantastic stream. And one of us will be playing, and one of us will have a tablet with all the comments. If you're watching the stream and you want to comment, we'll read it out, and then we'll switch every now and then.
I don't comment the entire time, just being like, Cam, your dick's showing.
Perfect.
You're like,
maybe that'll get us more
got
views.
Me.
No, I'm really excited just for everyone to comment about, when we get wrecked by bosses. Because going off the demo, it's possible.
Yeah, I'm excited for the the one on the bridge.
The spoilers?
Yeah, but that's why I'm not going to say it. The one on the bridge. I think you should know what one I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
No? Okay, well, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I'm excited to play it.
Is Phil playing it?
Yeah, we're going to switch.
No, I meant, you're going to switch. Okay.
Switch back and forth.
Because one of the things that I think would prevent me personally, like by myself, from beating it is because I get gameplay fatigue pretty easily.
Yeah, but I bet you can beat it in about 20 hours.
Well, when he gets fatigued, then he can just hand me the controller, and then I'll play the next part. I'll actually have to physically switch out with him because I don't get fatigued. When I do something, I do it hard.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so
I used to. I have to take breaks now.
Yeah, it's like even Phil gets fatigued a lot of things. Like he's still watching Hunters right now, and Phil's actually the one who showed me. He's like, hey, I saw it before.
No, I've been busy.
Yeah, fatigued. But so when he showed it to me, I'm like, oh, sick. I watched it all in 3 days, and I'm constantly like, yo, Phil, are you ready to talk about this?
I got 2 more apps.
No, I'm working on the apps.
How's The Witcher? How's Made in Abyss?
Actually,
how's Persona?
So The Witcher, I think, is a bad show, which we've discussed on the podcast
Hot
briefly. So I just stopped watching that. Made in Abyss, I don't have Prime right now, but someday I might watch it. I just struggle with watching anime.
Wait, how do you watch
general.
Hunters?
I have it downloaded.
Legally?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Just checking.
And Persona, once again, it
More
actually
stressful than real life.
is kind of like with Fire Emblem, where I feel like I have to have a good amount of time to set aside for it, like to sit down, because there's a lot of dialogue and it takes a little bit to get into things.
Oh, I will not play a video game before I work. Even if I work at 3:30 in the afternoon, I can't play a game before I work.
Man, when I lived across the street from the mall, I would play games up until 10 minutes before I went to work.
I mean, maybe when I was younger I would have, but recently I just can't. I can't fully invest into it if I know I got to leave at some point.
Man, I'd shower in the morning and then just if I didn't work until 1 o'clock, I would game from 7 o'clock until 1.
I've had to do it a couple times
1.
now, doing daily stuff in Final Fantasy, which has been different. More streamed content will just be fun.
You guys should watch Lock and Key. You should watch Hunters. Maybe we could cover that.
I'll try.
You'd like it. I mean, I can't for say for sure you'd like Hunters, but everybody should like Hunters.
It's a good show.
It goes so far between extremely dark and then extremely funny.
I'll like it then.
But it goes back and forth.
You said the first episode's an hour and 45 or something.
Hour 30.
Hour 30?
Listen, here's the thing.
I'll try and do it during first nap.
Just watch it in 2 separate things then. Just pause it and then go back.
Yeah, I have a hard time going back to things. Phil has fatigue. I have a hard time
I make fun of Meg for this all the time. She will sit down and watch 5 episodes of a 45-minute show in a row or a 30-minute show, but she won't watch something that's an hour and a half because she says it's too long for an episode.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make any sense.
Maybe she really likes credits.
I mean, maybe.
And she has to see the credits every 45 minutes.
Because, we were trying to watch Hunters, and she just kind of fell asleep to the first episode. So right from that, I was like, well, I'm just going to watch it all by myself then. Because
you could watch Lock and Key, though. You guys could do that.
She's already seen it. She watched it all.
Well, you guys could.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some of it.
Okay, if you were to pick...
Hunters is better.
Okay.
Hunters is better. But I think Lock and Key is more palatable and easier to watch.
Yeah, because there's not the extremely dark content.
Well, and I watched it in one day very easily.
It's Hunter splits between
Is it like Inglourious Bastards humor?
At some parts, yes.
Okay, then I'll like it.
But then the other parts are extremely dark. Nazi
like Monster Dark.
Yeah, very dark.
Okay, yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah,
Maybe.
We'll
see.
It's a fun
I'm not going to say I'm
too.
going to because I won't.
Plus, Percy Jackson's just fantastic.
Did he steal the lightning?
Remember, it's Percy Jackson, Ted Mosby, and Scarface.
Yeah, but did he steal the lightning?
Yeah, yeah.
Did he steal the French horn?
He's what in the show?
And did Scarface steal the cocaine?
I think Ted Mosby calls him this. He calls him a Jupiter hero, which is just a fantastic term.
That's a good name. I like that.
It's a great name.
It's kind of like I found out. You know how people call them Metroidvanias? There was a joke on Reddit because somebody's like, "Can you stop calling them Metroidvanias? It's like an insult to the genre." And then someone's like, "That'd be like if you called first-person shooters
Doom clones?
what was it, Doomensteins or something like that." I wrote it down because it was funny. Wolfendooms.
That's fine.
What?
Though.
Wolfendooms.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
and I was like, I'm gonna call every first-person shooter Wolfendooms now.
But I wouldn't even agree with that though, because when you think of something like a Metroidvania style game, like your two big ones you think about
are Metroid and Castlevania.
Yes, but when you think about a shooter game, your two go-tos are not Doom and
For a long time, Doom
and Wolfenstein were the shooters.
yeah. Okay, you're telling me Call of Duty isn't the most popular shooter in the world?
Yes, but even then, some people
Fortnite.
Call of
Fortnite.
Battle Ops
Fortnite.
is obviously what I would go with.
I call it Modern War Battles all the time, but
Modern War Battles is also
yeah.
good.
I just like Wolfendooms. I'm probably gonna stick with Wolfendooms.
That's pretty funny. I
So
like
so what else are we doing between now and the next podcast?
I'm
Other than hopefully not working.
we'll be doing a D&D sesh.
We will. Who's
Animal Crossing. You guys are going to get Animal
Yes.
Crossing.
yeah, but that's more for Meg. I just think that she
I'll
needs a
play
game
it
right now.
because it's 2 players. You can play up to 4 players on the TV. So like,
I just
I'll
like
play it.
to I like to distract her with a game so I can play games while she plays it beside me.
I
nice
just
little
feel bad for
distraction
Jess
tactic.
because sometimes she doesn't play games, and I'm like, she just needs a game to play.
Oh yeah, Meg goes through phases where she just like no matter what games I tell her to play, she's like, I'm not really interested in that. Eventually, she might play it and like it.
Like Jess went hard on Pokemon when it came out.
Yeah, Meg went decently hard on Ni no Kuni too.
Yeah, and then she just didn't see a game that she wanted to play. But I'm like, we were talking about that today because she's like, oh, you're just gonna tell me what to do in Animal Crossing. Maybe I won't get it. And I was like, honey, if there's any game in the
Just play
world
it on hand.
you know more about than I do, it's Animal Crossing.
Just tell her to play it on handheld, and then you can't see it. You know,
That's
She'll,
true.
like play it away from you.
I'd be like, you shouldn't have attacked that
Meg
tree. There's
still
bees.
really wants the new Story of Seasons game for Switch.
Yeah.
Like because she loves Story of Seasons probably the most out of all of them.
Like, I don't really understand what all you do in Animal Crossing.
It's just about doing mundane tasks.
Yeah,
Have
it's
you ever
probably
played a
not
Harvest
the game
Moon game?
for you.
Have you played a Harvest Moon game? I'm trying to think.
It's
of a
not really
game.
the game for me either.
No.
I can't even do like Rune Factory, which is more
hack and slash
fighting stuff. than
Damien's
the other
playing
ones.
4 right now. He
Is
says
he?
it's good.
Is that the one they came out with the remastered
It
one
came out on
or
Switch?
what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. What day is Animal Crossing come out? Friday.
Friday, the
I guess
20th.
that is 2 days before our podcast.
Do you know what else comes out?
Doom.
Oh, right.
I
that's
might
what we
also
were
be
talking
buying
about
Doom.
it. Are you buying Doom?
Thinking about it.
Okay.
I might just. Yeah, never mind. I'll,
Assuming the malls are open and the world's still not on fire.
Yeah, I might buy it and then trade it in pretty close after, and then re-get it on Switch.
yeah, that's fair.
That's fair. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I've done that before. I did that with
Maybe-
Dragon Quest.
Imagine because the Switch one's I think delayed.
Yeah,
Imagine if they put an Isabelle skin in Doom for Switch.
Perfect.
I
Well,
think.
didn't they say they wanted to do?
Or you know how he doesn't, but you know Doom had the little plushies.
Yeah,
Imagine like he picked up a little Isabelle plushie and like
That'd
fist
be
bumped
cute.
it. I would.
I love how the communities are coming together.
It's crazy.
It's a weird mix.
I think that's the point. It's the duality of man.
It's true.
It's like seeing the big tough guy going, I want to buy Animal Crossing, and then seeing a little 13-year-old
Maybe the
going, I
games are
want
actually
Doom.
canon, like linked.
Maybe.
Like, you know,
The deserted island that you're going to
Is actually hell.
is actually hell. And
Yes.
the Doom guy previously cleared everything.
that makes sense because my hell would actually be doing work all day, which is what seems what Animal Crossing is. So
No, you catch bugs.
I don't like bugs.
You catch fish.
I don't actually. I do like fishing. I actually really
It's
wish
so
I-
mundane.
I really wish I was fishing, kind of like right now.
It's ice fishing.
I really wish
It's
I
so
was
cold.
fishing in Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that.
Anything like there's probably not really a movie we're going to be seeing this week. I don't think.
No.
We're not going to be doing the weekly movie because there's really nothing left.
I finished Titans.
I have not watched Titan still.
It is okay.
It's like a slightly upsetting in one way, but like not bad in the other way.
If you take Teen Titans and put it over here and watch it as a separate thing, it's good.
That's so hard to do though.
I think
if-
Matt really likes Titans.
If you
He does,
bring
yeah.
anything related to Teen Titans into it, you go, I fucking hate everything about this. There were parts where it's just like, that's not how that works.
That's,
I
I
was
might
like,
have a hard time like disassociating them.
It's hard.
But I'll watch
It literally
it.
took me the first season to not compare.
And then you
it
got to see Jorah Mormont as
I
Batman.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna go very hard on TV this week.
No.
No, I'm gonna play the bouncer my next day off. It shouldn't take long, but play more 14.
If it takes you more than 3 hours,
hey, I've
I'll
never
be
really
upset.
played beat 'em up games.
There
so
is
I
a
could be
level with the
terrible.
tiger that is really hard. Just kick it.
Got it. Like in real life. You guys, anything else to say over the next week?
I've been slowly chipping away at Nino Cooney.
Oh yeah, Phil loves his slow chip in games. I'm glad.
How do you do it?
Because usually, like, if it's on a typical day, like I'll work at like 1 o'clock, or 3:30.
What time do you wake up?
So I wake up every day usually at about 9. So I wake up.
It's way too early.
That's way too late.
Oh, we have.
I wake up
opinions.
at 7 o'clock every day.
What time do you go to bed?
About 1 or 2. Mostly 1.
I've had hard sleeping time since.
So you get 6
since this
hours of
time
sleep
change.
a night?
Yeah. I wake up, I have my pot of coffee, and I'm set, man.
I need normally 9 hours to function.
I'm so used to staying up way too late, and
The time change actually screwed with me so bad.
the time change screwed with me, but only because my kid's night's sleep schedule got fucked. So the last couple days have been a little rough sleep wise, but yeah, I sleep anywhere from 7 to 6 hours a day.
I usually wake up 9 o'clock, shower, get ready, like meal prep for the day, like make my lunch. Then if I work later on, I'll play, like, right now I'm playing some Fire Emblem at that time, like maybe an hour or two. Otherwise, I'll meal prep, go to the gym for a couple of hours, then go to work, then come home.
No gym.
And then I'll be home at 9.
Sir, enjoy that while you can go to the gym.
It's
That's
true.
gonna go soon.
Oh yeah, it has to.
It's true.
Phil said he coughed at the gym and the guy looked at him.
Yeah.
And this guy's tough too, so you want to watch it.
You can fucking kill me.
You don't want him to take you outside.
If it's then like at 9, I'm kind of just super tired just from
That if I work until like 9, my game then the reason I like Final Fantasy 14 is because I can just go do like, you know, grindy stuff or like just like daily tasks
that.
or
I get
just
that.
play with Ryan and Jimmy for a little while, like run around doing Blue Mage content or even there's now a whole separate world just for gathering stuff, like going to
really?
be like a
Oh,
botanist
nice.
and like a fisher and that kind of
I
stuff.
like that.
So I go into there sometimes just for a relaxing time.
I just
I
don't
toss
really
a
feel
podcast
like
on.
gaming. Like it's just like at the end of the day,
But like maybe then maybe Animal Crossing secretly for you. That could be the task when you get home from 9.
But that's why I usually play, like, before bed, I'll play about like 30 minutes to an hour of like Nino Cooney. So I've just been slowly chipping away at it. But it's been nice because I've been kind of like I obviously look at like video game deals a lot. And I'll see certain things like Mortal Kombat 11 was just $30. And I was like, man, I kind of want to get that. And then I'm like, you know what? I have all of these games on the go. I should maybe wait until I finish.
Just
some
wait
of
till the
them.
Ultimate Collection.
Yeah, it'll be
comes out
cheap
anyways.
again. Like,
Because
that's
apparently the only good way to, or the best DLC character, holy shit, was Spawn. He just came out
yeah, because
last week.
there was no Shaggy.
Shut up.
It's a classic meme.
I'm just sad there was no Bruce Campbell. He was supposed to be who Joker was.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, not Bruce Campbell. It was supposed to be Ash, but
But speaking of sleep, do you know why I'm excited to sleep tonight? So there's 2 reasons. One, I had probably one of the worst sleeps ever last night.
Okay.
My back pain ran through my leg,
Mhm.
so the entire night I felt it. It was brutal. And then 2 is because I got a new bed. So I like firm beds. I like memory foam. It's my life.
he's talking about a mattress, not a bed.
Well, yeah, but whatever. People know I'm talking about a mattress. So I'm really excited for that because people say that like changing your bed changes your life. So I'm excited to experience that.
What if it ruins it?
I don't think it can. My life's already kind of ruined right now
Ooh.
in like a good way, you know, not in like my personal life or anything like that. Just with like the being able to move and stuff and like.
So your personal self.
I only have like 2 hobbies. It's like playing games and working out, and I can't currently do one of them. And even the other one kind of hurts me depending on how I'm sitting. So
Jesus Christ.
that's okay. I have like every single week I have 2 chiropractor appointments, 1 massage therapy appointment, 1 physio appointment. So my life's basically just
Put you on the life support machine,
going-
bud. You're
Yeah,
already
it's
done.
It's just going to appointments. Luckily, I don't think back pain increases your chance of getting the COVID-19. So
You don't know.
I think I should be fine.
What if it solely looks out for people with bad spines?
Darn. Then
Why
I'm
it
screwed.
affects old
I
people.
actually have a good spine. I just have a bad sciatic nerve.
What if it? Okay, fine. I'm done with the joke. Okay, that's fair.
So I think that's pretty much everything.
Yeah, that was.
Unless you guys got any more big information.
That's
No?
pretty much it for me.
So hopefully, assuming everything goes right in the world,
There is one last thing. Ghost of Tsushima got a release date. It's June 26th. I just wanted to say that.
or is it?
It probably won't be now, but they did get
Are
a
you
release
gonna
date.
buy it?
No,
I probably won't buy
not
it
day
right away
one.
either. No,
Not day one.
I'll
I don't
pick it
think
up
I
at
have the
some point.
need. I mean, at some point, yeah, for sure.
I'm just getting back to work then, so I'll be busy. Relearning
That's
shit.
summertime, so assuming my body's healthy, I'll be playing tennis.
That's fair.
Assuming everyone's body's healthy.
That's also fair.
Only other big things I could say is, once again, check out our Instagram at this point,
Yeah.
at local
Check
play
out our
only.
contest.
Check out our contest. I mean, you know what?
It's next to our content.
I obviously hope that you like listening to the full podcast or watching the clips, but you know, even if you haven't done it yet, or someone tags you and you come over and you check out the contest and you listen to us, whatever, same thing. It's a free game. Give us a listen anyways. Other than that, even if you're not there for the contest,
free
you
for
know,
them.
we do posts all the time. You know, if you want to see what games we're currently playing or what weeby ass shit we're watching, or you know, what new figures we've purchased if we got something new, all that kind of stuff. Or, you know, we've actually taken a couple pictures with the guests for guest month and put them up there.
Yeah.
Other than that, keep an eye out for, hopefully we have a guest next week to talk about D&D. So if you're a D&D fan, you'll like the next episode probably. And if you're not a D&D fan,
You should still watch it.
you should watch it, because you will become a D&D fan if you can.
I think that's a bit of a statement. But I
If
think
you can find a way to play.
Yeah, that's true.
If you can find a group of friends, I feel like people in our culture at our age, this is like, they all secretly want to play D&D.
this is my second time playing.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's not new, but it's
I feel like
the
your
most
last
successful.
time. I feel like your last time was probably more like troll sessions, and this is like a.
Yeah,
a
my friend
cohesive
peed on the
story.
bartender and got kicked out. And that
Yeah,
was
I mean, we've
like,
done shit
yeah.
like that too.
Yeah,
But it depends. Obviously, you need a DM who takes things seriously and can also have fun. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there's got to be a link between both.
Yeah.
And you'll hear from that DM, hopefully in the next podcast, assuming the world's
Yeah.
alive and healthy, and you know, just that he can make it, because
Yeah.
schedules are hard sometimes.
sometimes.
sure.
So other than that, I guess just one last sign off. I'm Cam,
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Phil.
and take it easy, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and peace.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want to see any of our previous content, like our last episode or any other episode from any of the seasons, it's just right there for you on the left side. And be sure to subscribe if you'd be so kind. It is right there. Thanks, guys.